Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
Today's Sunday session is brought to you thanks to the fine folks at More Beer. Visit them right now at morebeer.com.
If you really want to be one of the best brewers there is,
I stopped dressing all in plastic.
You better be brewing 5 to 6 times a week.
Every beer is made with love, and it begs to be appreciated.
I need something to kill the salmonella I'm kind of worried about in the eggs.
Do you find that that the hops kind of clash with the chicken embryo you put in there?
I might sleep here tonight.
It's a California King. There's plenty of room for both of us, Beavis.
How many of the brewers over there have seen your ass?
That's it. Someone's getting cut tonight.
All I have to say is, hey, McDowell, how you doing?
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Session. I'm your host today, Justin Crosley, and with me, my entire cast of Beardy. Yes. Turn yourself back on, or I didn't turn you on. Somebody didn't turn you on. My entire cast isn't even here.
I killed him.
Why is that not working? Scoot over there. That one always works.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Let's try that one. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's been a week since I've done the show.
Anything? There, hey.
I just have to push buttons. I just have to push the on button.
If you hit all of them, eventually you'll be ready.
That's basically what I started doing. Oh, dear.
Did someone change the labels over there?
Not even. 14 years, ladies and gentlemen. I still can't figure out how to use my studio. It's a lot of fun.
One of these days.
Consummate professional over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, well, a little short-staffed here at the moment. Everyone's running late. JP's got a baby, and that does things to him. And I don't know. Tasty might be having a baby.
Maybe. But JP's had a baby for a year. She's old news now, and he's just now using her as an excuse.
And even if there's like a gap from when like his wife gets home when he has to leave for the show, the baby, what's it like an hour? What could happen in an hour? Just leave the baby.
Put on some Netflix. She'll chill.
Yeah,
exactly. It'll be fine.
You know he's trained that baby to either play video games or binge watch Netflix. He's just going to lay there like everything's normal.
Oh, he started clans in all these different video games I've seen online. Red Dead Redemption, World of Warcraft.
Oh, see?
Those are 2 games, I'm sure.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make a JP doll, like a full-size JP doll. And just put that on the couch. Like I'll make it so that its arms are kind of out, like to hold a baby. Mm-hmm. And that'll be my investment in his child care.
Didn't he ever get a cardboard cutout? Don't you just have one folded up somewhere?
We did. I think I threw them all away.
Oh, okay.
The JP one in particular was a little odd because to get one the size of the actual size of JP was nearly impossible. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
6'5" or something. I don't even know.
You duct tape 2 together.
Yeah, so he looked like a weird, Little person JP, I guess is the right way to say it.
Alice won't know.
Yeah. As long as the arms are out and he says stupid shit. Like, I'll just put a little voice box in it. So it's like, he just says dumb shit every 20 minutes.
Well, you could just put a cell phone there. He could talk to her the same way he does at home,
idea.
Just from the car.
That's a great idea. And then, if it goes really long, just, put the show on. And then she'll just hear us eventually.
For sure.
I mean, where does a baby go? Like, it just lays there. I feel like
its eyes are open or its eyes are closed.
It's fine.
It's crying or not. Those are the options.
Yeah. This is the Brewing Network child care program.
Take it from two guys who've never held a kid for longer than 3 seconds.
Exactly. Trying to help families in the Brewing Network. So, I mean, Bevo at least brings her kid to work.
Yeah, I actually like her kid.
Right. It's the only kid I like.
She's a keeper.
Yeah. She is a keeper. Well, we do have a great show planned for you regardless. Sunriver Brewing Company from Sunriver, Oregon is on the program today. And I guess the brewer actually is from another brewery. We'll talk to him about his history, but we interviewed him when he worked for another brewery back in 2013.
On this exact day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
wow.
Oddly enough.
Wow.
6 years later.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Why do you know that?
Because I read the email that he sent where he said I was on the show before.
But he just said that you then went and looked up the show.
Oh, no, I thought he put the whole date.
Oh, I didn't think so. I thought he just put the year on there, but I don't know.
That was just the date of the email, Warren.
Oh, I did get it today. I did get that email today.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it'll be fun to talk to Brett Thomas again, but now with a new brewery up in Sunriver, Oregon. And I'm going to get some hoppy beers in there. He sent us a Hefeweizen, which I don't think we've had a Hef on the show in quite some time.
Yeah, I didn't know people were still making those.
There's not that many. I was just talking to somebody about this, actually, that they're... but the couple that are still doing really well with it. I mean, that's kind of an obvious statement. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making it.
Yeah.
But I find it interesting that the couple that are making it, it's one of their biggest sellers. It's not like it's just trudging along.
Okay.
So that's one of the...
It's one of their flagships, then?
I don't know. We'll find out about that. I'm just saying, in my experience thus far, they're usually kind of a flagship type of beer.
They're fairly polarizing.
Yeah. I'm rarely a fan of them. I actually enjoy a couple sips because there's just so much going on there. But the overall clove and banana thing for me is not my favorite style.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate tasting them quite a lot because I've had some Munich Hefeweizens in my day, and so I like comparing and being able to tell if it's a real Hef or if it's like an American wheat.
Yeah.
It sometimes happens.
Yeah, I tend to prefer the more clovey ones to the banana ones.
You do?
Yeah. And it seems like I started shying away from them because everyone was just doing hot fermentation banana bombs, to me anyway.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to him about that and maybe see how you can accentuate those flavors.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you mention it, maybe it kind of makes sense about being fermented properly, too, because the German ones I can remember, like a Polaner Hef, very clovey. Very much so.
Yeah, you have to be very strict on your yeast management in terms of pitching rates and temperatures, and even your mashing schedule can affect that banana phenol character balance.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, we'll dive into that with Brett then.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll learn something.
Maybe.
All right. Well, let's do some announcements like we always do. We got to keep you informed, and announcements are brought to you today by Drake's Brewing Company. They're one of my favorites here in the Bay Area. You can go to drinkdrakes.com and check out their full lineup. You can find out where you can get your Drake's. It's always in my fridge. I really cannot remember a time in the last several years that there was not a Drake's beer in my fridge.
I think we might have emptied it a few times.
True, but then like the next day. So I should say there's never a 24-hour period.
Okay, yeah.
Goes by without a Drake's beer in my fridge. So big fan. Go to drinkdrakes.com. All right. Well, as you know, we got a bunch of new shows here on the network. We got our Spanish-speaking podcast, Entre Cervezas. You send that to your Spanish-speaking friends in other countries or this country. I don't care. Just let them know. Shine Runner Craft Marketing, if you're a professional and looking to up your marketing game. Mark there spends a lot of time talking about how to get into supermarkets supermarkets, some of the bigger stores like Costco, things like that. Talks about how to pitch your brand to distributors. He really dives in. It's not for homebrewers, I'll tell you that. It's for those of you looking to up your game a little bit. So check that out. That's our Shine Runner Craft Marketing Show. Heads and Tails, of course, is our distilling show.
Yes.
And our newest show, the Hop and Brew School podcast, which I'm really enjoying. We just recorded a series of great shows with them. We had Vinny from Russian River and Jay from Rare Barrel sit in on an episode about hops and sour beer. We just a lot of good content coming out of that one. So check out our Hop and Brew School podcast.
Do all of those come out all at once? Or
Nope. They like all of our shows, they release twice a month.
Okay.
We got another one coming out this Thursday, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
So 2 episodes a month out of that one. No one's got time to do, shows every week. So
no, not a professional podcasting network.
No, of course not. Who has time for that? All right. Our Spring Brews Festival tickets are currently on sale. It's our 10th annual. That's happening March 30th, 2019. You can go to thebrewingnetwork.com and get your tickets. The early bird special tickets are going to sell out, so you should go buy it soon if you're local or if you're going to travel here. Get your tickets before that price goes up. I recommend you do that quick over at thebrewingnetwork.com. All right, you can support us also by doing your Amazon shopping. Just click on the Amazon link on our homepage and then shop away as you normally would. We'd appreciate it very much. And those of you who do that, thank you for that. You can also subscribe and join the BN Army. Just hit the donate button, and for as little as $2 a month, you're entered into the More Beer monthly donation giveaway, which is good for the chance to win $100 to spend over at More Beer. And More Beer, of course, is the sponsor of this show and every show. More Beer wants to change your malt game with Viking Malt. Hailing from Northern Europe, Viking Malt is a family-owned malt hall. I didn't even get to the other shit.
Trans 2, not a new.
I know. I guess, God. Whatever. Viking Malt. Go to morebeer.com. It's great stuff, all right? Brew with ingredients from the future. They're good to us. Hi, JP.
Hi, buddy.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Get information and updates and content over on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Sign up and follow us there. We'll give you stuff that way.
Sure.
You know what's happening.
Be an Insta buddy.
Yeah. And send your feedback to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com. We love to hear from you. Just send it over to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com, and we'll read your feedback on the air.
We actually do love to hear from you. And in fact, when we don't hear from you, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to forget about us.
I agree.
Tell me your thoughts and feelings.
Just wonder where you are.
Yeah, which I think is funny because 10 years ago, we're like, nobody cares what you think, listeners, so just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Listen and shut up.
And now it's like, man, geez, what happened to you?
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
I saw we have a lot of feedback this week, so that's good.
Yeah, it did pretty good, too. A lot of people had opinions, which I like.
About the show or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Great. Opinionated people. We need more of those.
Well, they're not in person. Opinionated people in person are worse than opinionated people on the internet. Well, that's not true. In email form.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you can select to read it or not.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right. I know you just got here, but do we have a Twitter game today?
We do.
Great. All right.
Great.
That's
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Tony the fucking tiger over
That's
here.
Great. All right. Feedback. Wait. Twitter is brought to you today by Brewers Publications, publisher of Goza, brewing a classic German beer for the modern era. Written by Fal Allen. Visit brewerspublications.com to order a copy of Goza or browse their entire collection of beer and brewing titles, more than 50 of them in all, including some of our hosts, by the way.
Is fall short for anything like Fallonius or Falernum? Or
it's a good question. I don't know why we never asked him that when he was on the show.
Right? I mean, fall, just FAL, it seems like it has to be short for something, or else it's a short-sighted...
Or it's just some weird Norwegian name.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah. He looks like a Viking of some kind.
He does.
So
I wonder if he brews with Viking malt.
I'll have to find out.
I guess we'll have to have him back on the show.
Yeah.
Just for that, for those 2 questions.
All right, Fall. Well, that's it. That's all the time we have. But I sat in traffic for this. Like, what? What do you want?
Well, safe journey, friend.
Yeah.
Are you wearing a Maroon 5 shirt that's actually the Jackson 5?
Yeah. That's pretty good, right?
That's amazing. Where did you get that?
Some idiot on Instagram makes like these counterfeit shirts, basically.
Is it racist? I can't tell.
I hope not.
I know, because you don't.
I would like to announce that I am not wearing it in any sort of racial capacity as my.
You wore a sweatshirt when you walked out of your house to your car, didn't you?
I just walk like this.
Do you have the camera on him, Beavos? Did you ask any of your black friends if it's racist?
Well, I only know one black person. That's Terrence. And he's impossible to get a hold of and answer emails. So,
can you send a photo to Terrence of this shirt? I want to know if
he's seen it.
Has he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've seen it too. You sent us all a picture.
I'm not sure why it would be. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. I worry sometimes that I'm missing something.
Terrence has seen it.
Well, send it anyway.
Send it.
And
racist or not?
Right. Yeah.
Well, see, you know what? If Kim was here, she could put up a poll on our Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You might need to specify the shirt because Terrence's answer about Jason might be different.
Terrence's answer about Jason better be no, absolutely not. He's actually a friend, and he shares black stories.
Anyway, listeners, it is a Maroon 5 shirt. It says Maroon 5 along the bottom, which, of course, is a white band.
Yeah.
But then...
the whitest band.
But then,
I don't know. They played the Super Bowl recently and tore it up.
Oh, gosh. And then the photo, though, is of a very young Jackson 5. So it's very interesting.
Actually, the shirt was on sale during the Super Bowl. It happened during halftime. I checked this dude's account. And it was
right.
Halftime only. I'm like, please take my money. I couldn't stop laughing about it.
Opportunist right there.
Do you follow this person's Instagram in general? Is he like a T-shirt guy?
Yeah, I can tell you what it is if
it's
you
called
want to know.
Racist Tees.
Yeah, it's called Meth Syndicate.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all he does is T-shirts, though? Or?
Yeah. I think he works at a printing shop, and then he just makes these
meth?
retarded, he does meth. Yeah. He does these weird, mashups and shit, and I don't know, this one was the only one that I really liked. Everything else is kind of I don't really care.
Right. Have you worn it in public other than today?
Yeah. I think I wore it to the show a couple weeks ago when I first got it. I was really proud of it.
Have you gotten any comments from the public?
No.
Okay.
No.
Nothing.
Generally, people don't really talk to me. They just they go, move, dude.
Right,
Can you move, please?
Right.
Pull your pants up. Get out of here.
See.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, Beav, let us know what Terrence says. All right, well, what's
the voice of a generation? Right, the voice of a cultural movement.
Yeah. Who else I got? Garrett Oliver. I'm gonna bother Garrett.
Please bother Garrett. That would be great, just to bother him with this terrible lowbrow.
It's just racist. And he's like, the fact that you're sending it to me makes it racist.
Yeah.
Dear
it
sir.
wasn't racist before,
right?
But the fact that you have to ask me, or you thought, or that I'm your black friend makes it racist.
Right. And no, it's not.
Yeah, right. All right, what's our Twitter game?
Well, you know what? I was thinking the season finale or the series finale of Game of Thrones is finally upon us. I think it starts in April.
I think I read that. It's about a month away.
Fall, or this spring, yeah.
Yeah. So it got me thinking, eventually we're not going to be doing this show. Eventually, at some point, the show will not be here, right? Mm-hmm. So what's our final show? What's our finale going to be?
Does that mean we won't be here eventually also?
I don't know. Maybe we'll move on to other things. I'm waiting to see if Pixie Playland up the road ever gets put up for sale, because I'll buy that and I'll be a theme park.
Okay.
I thought for sure you were just going to say you were waiting to see if they need an engineer for their little toy train. That was I picture that being your dream job. I never thought you'd go so big as to own Pixieland.
Wait, so your dream job is to be a carny?
To own the carnival. P.T. Barnum. Yeah.
Pixieland is this little park in Concord. It's got a couple of little rides on it, and its main attractions like this little choo-choo train that goes around the thing. And I just thought for sure that's what was going to come out of your mouth.
Oh man, I wish. No, we actually
you have to start somewhere.
That's true.
He's going to rebrand it Wonderland and wear that Maroon 5 T-shirt.
Oh.
This will actually be the logo. Just the actual T-shirt.
Yes, Bevo.
Okay, so Terrence said for sure, and I said really.
Okay.
And he said, do you even know what maroons are? And I said, no. And he's texting me back. So I'm assuming that maroon is like a race.
No, I've never.
Word.
Look, I am well versed.
I think it's a color.
Every sort of slur.
Please.
I've never heard that.
What if it's completely like a white supremacist shirt and you've been wearing it all this time?
I'll take it off tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I mean, think about where most meth is made and where most white supremacists live.
I mean,
it's the same area.
Oh. Well, a maroon is a common word.
Yes.
It's
what are you Googling
Queensland? Yeah, but this is Urban Dictionary, right?
Okay.
Oh no, maroon, a fugitive black slave of the West Indies and Guyana in the 17th and 18th centuries.
Okay,
but it's not. But it doesn't sound like a slur. It's a fugitive.
Well,
I guess it's not really nice.
It becomes one now. The Jackson 5 aren't black fugitives.
Yeah. Terrence just said African slaves in America that escaped plantations and started settlements.
Oh my God.
That's actually not true, though.
Yeah, it's East Indies.
Yeah.
Well, either one
West Indies.
is not good.
Also a descendant of such a slave.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Or a person who is marooned. I choose positivity and not negativity, people, with my word selection.
But you have a picture of 5 black people
that were not marooned anywhere.
This is why I choose blank T-shirts.
No, this is my favorite T-shirt. I thought it was hilarious.
Turn it inside out.
No wonder nobody talks to you when you wear it. They think you're a racist asshole.
I have a feeling that nobody knows that. Only Terrence.
No, there's
nobody
one.
has access to the internet like you do.
Nobody knows. No, but would you ever think to Google the definition of maroon?
I don't know.
As a slur?
I sensed it right off the bat. It's a little strange.
There has to be a connection there,
But also,
and maybe even if I don't get it.
But also Terrence knew, which means that there's one every 19 people who are going to know.
Yeah.
And you're the guy being a dick.
Why 1 in 19? Is that the demographic?
Sure.
Now I got to blur it out on the video.
We have to delete all of this conversation.
Well, now what am I going to wear? Should I turn it inside out in solidarity?
Time to take it off. Take it off.
Yeah, I feel like you should turn it inside out.
What if I just turn it backwards?
We could just face backwards.
I guess, but then you're not going to see when someone comes to kick your ass when you walk out of here. So
I guarantee you. Look, I'll tell you what.
There's
a black guy out there. He saw my shirt and he said he liked it.
He did?
Yes.
Are you sure? You told me nobody comments.
Right. Well, it was more of Aaron said, does that say Aaron 5? And then the guy goes, oh, it's a good band. Like it was a joke, but he saw my shirt, so I guarantee you, if we pull him in and you go, do you think this shirt is racist?
I'm not
based on the term maroon.
We're getting more racist.
That's racist.
Let's pull all the black people.
Is it?
I
mean, we're just verifying.
Maybe it didn't register for him right away. Maybe he was like sometimes when you look at things, your mind even fills in the blank. He might have thought it said Jackson 5.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you're assuming that every race knows all of these slurs about them. Just because Terrence knows it doesn't mean everybody else knows it. Terrence, I have a feeling, researches all that shit.
No, I agree. I'm not saying it's impossible that he likes it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's more possible that he misread it, I think.
Yeah.
Possible.
This is an opportunity for us to get Jason's ass kicked on the air.
Yeah. I disagree. I disagree, but all right, cool. Good story, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate that very much.
Listen, on one hand, I'm sorry for ruining your favorite shirt. On the other hand, you're welcome for. I might have just saved your life.
Right.
I still guarantee you that it wasn't how the shirt was created, and nobody would know that. Nobody would know that. It's just a funny shirt that happens to have a derogatory term attached to it that nobody knows.
Why would the artist have made the connection?
I don't know. Yeah,
it's the Jackson 5.
It's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence.
Too much of a coincidence.
Here are two things that are 5.
Did you read through the comments on the Instagram when it was posted?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't up for very long.
Okay. You read your own comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I get one of these?
I mean, it is good you know this now.
No,
right?
No, it's not. Ignorance is bliss. I would rather not know this.
Now
nobody else does.
So when we take our family trip to New Orleans, you want to be walking around in that shirt?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Well, now that's what I'm saying. Before, I would do it.
Now you would rather have gotten your ass kicked without knowing why?
No, I'll tell you what, because honestly, I think more people in New Orleans would have a problem that it's the Jackson 5 with Maroon 5 than it is that, did you know that Maroon is actually a slur? Terrence he's ineligible for this conversation. He doesn't know.
You might be right, but either way, you were going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah. But I would rather get my ass kicked in the name of comedy versus racism.
Right.
Personal growth is hard.
All right.
It really is.
Yeah.
Especially in the pants.
All right, what's our Twitter game again?
I don't know anymore.
What would our final episode of the BN look like?
Sure.
Of the session look like?
JP's funeral after he gets killed for wearing that shirt.
At the break, I'm going to go out and stand right in front of the patron and just order a beer, not say anything, and he'll look at my shirt, and then he'll go, I like it. And I'll go, yeah, do you see it's a Maroon 5? And he goes, yeah, I think that's funny. And I'll go, my man.
Okay.
Well, high five.
Then you should ask him, do you know what a maroon is?
Yeah. And then I should look at him and not blink at all and explain to him what a maroon is.
That's not good.
No, it's not. That's stupid. I don't like that I know
Cringing
that.
so hard right now.
Yeah.
I really don't like that I know that.
All right, let's move on to some feedback.
I'm generally bummed out.
And luckily, feedback's brought to us by my lawyer. Feedback's brought to you today by the Beer Law Center, protecting our trademark. They can do the same for you, plus brewery registration filings, all sorts of things. Go to beerlawcenter.com. John's a good guy. He'll take care of you, I promise.
It's true.
All right, Derek writes in, titled The Best Beer Podcast Ever. Good noon, brewcasters from Alaska. After 1.5-year hiatus, I started listening again because of a job change. I caught up on some of last year's session episodes, specifically the one with Sunriver talking about construction of the new Windsor Brewery. And then a few weeks ago, I was lucky enough to visit the brewery, took the awesome guided tour, had his first Pliny the Elder, which he says was his white whale. The cool ship had just been filled that afternoon, which is an amazing sight. Then my wife and I finished our Barrier trip with a visit to the Hop Grenade. I thoroughly enjoyed a Heretic Evil Twin and some other beers there. So all of this was thanks to you at the Brewing Network after years of listening to your podcast. So entertained, more beer savvy, and laugh every time I listen. Especially re-listening to Lunch Meat, he says.
Oh, Jesus.
So much so that I signed up as a corporal in the BN Army. Thank you for that. We need your donations. We appreciate them. Thanks for all you do.
For Lunch Meat?
Well, he goes on to say, thanks for all you do. Shut up, Beardy.
Oh, okay.
JP, you suck. Bevo, I have a double wide for sale if you're interested. And I'm pretty sure I saw Justin run out the door of the Grenade to sign a bill of sale for $50 for the BN. Cheers. From Derek Frisky. He says, seriously, it's pronounced Frisky. That's a good name. We were talking about Cascadian Dark Ale and Mountain Style last week on the program. Yeah. So Oost writes in that JP was partially correct in this March 11th.
All right.
I like how you're happy to be partially correct.
Hey, he rounds up.
All I heard is correct. That's all I heard.
Completely wrong on the shirt, partially correct on the feedback.
You know what? The shirt is a symbol of my individual freedom.
JB was partially correct in this March 11, 2019 episode, but very indeed... This is a weird sentence. Basically, a brewery did claim to invent and trademark the word Cascadia in the style Cascadian Dark Ale. It was Steamworks Brewing in Vancouver, British Columbia. Canada did trademark and claim that they invented the term Cascadia. And as any trademark holder would aggressively defend, but locally this was found to be a gigantic joke and not taken seriously, as they never even made a seriously hopped darker style. But JP venting his spleen is a good idea, however, and who can't get behind this? So cheers to the BN team. Love you folks. Recommend to all willing to listen.
What does your spleen even do?
I don't know.
Vents, apparently.
Fuck.
He does go on to say, give us some advice, though.
Okay.
And he gets very serious all of a sudden.
Oh, God.
Honestly, though, if you don't get a more diverse group on your panel, it's going to die. Today might be an example of this.
The panel will die.
He says, women should be the easiest adjustments. Just add a few women. It's more complicated than this, but even as a white male in my 30s, y'all going to die without more voices that aren't white males in their 30s. Well, there's only one white male in his 30s left in this room.
Yeah, right. I am the diversity now.
Right, exactly. No, Justin and I are the diversity.
Right.
Well, no, you're the same.
He says, I hope you can keep the BN going. Much love. Okay, well, thank you for the advice. Over the years, we've always wanted some more female voices on here, and we have tried from time to time. But it's hard to find talent. Talent. You can't just be a female. You just walk in with a vagina and you're like a great brewcaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So women
are less talented. You heard it here first, folks.
No, it's hard to find talent on any gender.
That's true. We need
race, by the way.
Right. Yeah. We need the Amy Schumer of beer.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, unfunny and full of themselves. No, I'm kidding.
And used to be popular.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people say this over the years every now and then. It's like, we're never accepting applications.
Right.
It's not like we're having a search. Come be the next brewcat. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
It's not like we don't know people that would represent the demographics that this person is implying that we should hire.
I don't know any
white
of those people.
But, I mean, we all know women and people of POCs, I guess, is the cool term. But
is it?
Yeah, I guess. But
take it from him.
But it's, I mean, yeah, I know,
right.
clearly.
I'm really wishing we had some diversity right now.
But it's not like it's not like there's a casting call where we're denying people to come in and be a part of the show.
Yeah,
I mean, Bevo's not really contributing much.
Well, she never
mic,
really did anyway.
Yeah, we've technically since day one we've always had a female on the show.
Correct.
Whether or not they sit in here and talk beer with us, I guess, is the getting at.
I'm here. I diversify you people.
It's funny how people disqualify you, Bevo, and I think in part is because maybe you don't count because you have the same sense of humor as us, so you don't
because I'm just a boy with boobs.
Well, yeah, is that why people think Bevo doesn't count? I don't know.
I think maybe because I don't contribute a lot to the interviews either. Like I don't have. I feel like from listening, I know a lot about brewing and the process and whatever, but I don't.
Right.
I don't feel like any questions that I haven't already been asked. So.
Yeah.
I keep to myself.
Yeah, well, and the lightning deals on Target are going to be gone.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not on
Target.
Target.
Hit that refresh button.
Yeah, I mean, in Bevo's defense, the only time we talk to her is when we're talking about shopping, her boobs, or asking someone if something's racist.
It's true.
So I suppose.
So I feel like the question should be presented to me: is that sexist?
Mm-hmm. But we would never ask you because your answer is not valid.
Correct.
Fair enough.
Sometimes we trick Shimke into coming in. She's a female.
Right.
30-something, right?
But see, that's what I mean. You know why people don't count? All right, I'm just going to say this. You know why people don't count people like Shimke or, say, like Nicole Ernie? Mm-hmm. Because they find their voices annoying. Mm-hmm. So, when we have had those people on the show, no one has ever once written in, please have them on the show more. Please put this female on the show more. And so, now, listen, and by the way, I'm not saying that's a bad thing for you listeners, because I think, there's something to be said for having a nice voice on the radio and things like that. And so that's kind of what I mean by, talent. We've had some very experienced and knowledgeable women on the program before, but... you have them on a few times, and people literally wrote in, can you please get these people off the air?
Yeah, right.
So I need someone with a nice delivery, someone like us. But
like us. Correct, Justin. I'm glad that you verbalized the verbose attitude towards the other gender and possibly a work employment situation.
Just be more like us.
I'm going to need your help because I don't remember where she's from. Her name's Teresa. She had dreadlocks. That was the only feedback I feel like we've ever gotten positive about a woman.
I don't know.
From Crooked Lane.
Lane.
We actually just hung out with her last Friday.
She's
That's right.
Rad.
And I did invite her to come do shows with us, and she was down to do it. Only issue is she lives 2.5 hours away, but maybe she can be a semi-regular guest, as a matter of fact. Huh. So, in other words, I'm not against any of this. I just send me somebody with some chops.
That's right.
That's all.
Not the facial hair, but the
right.
Well, that too, I guess.
Okay, so thank you, Oos, for writing in. Okay, here's one about the Boyle Rumble. That's our national homebrew competition, club competition that we've done. The Brewing Network partnered with Melvin Brewing Company and More Beer to do. We just did the first round, which I was telling you about last week. I think those first round winners were going to be announced publicly today, so hopefully you'll know. But this is from a guy who was listening to us talking about the judging. And he sent in a Kavicki.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kavicki.
So he's trying to guess if that's the one that you were talking about?
Yeah, he didn't know if it was his or if there was another. And I don't know either. And he's also trying to tell me how to say it, but I don't know, whatever. Kavicki.
I've heard just Kvek.
Yeah, Kvek.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares?
He sent a little thing, like a pronunciation thing. Let's see if this works.
Kvike.
No.
Oh. Wait, what?
That's the most Eastern European thing ever.
Kvike. Why didn't I keep it playing? Let's try that again.
I don't know.
Let's see what that music's all about. Here we go. We're going to learn how to say it, then we're going to dance.
Kvike.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's the official theme of the Kvike.
Yeah.
I think.
The East preferred music.
Yeah, by international law, once somebody says it, you have to play this for 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
That's why the style was forgotten.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever this is, it's been listened to 12,000 times, and it's been hearted 91 of those times. And
how long does this go on?
Only
for?
thumbs down 7 times.
Wait, 12,000 times and hearted 91? That's not a very good ratio.
You know, I was thinking of changing I'm being serious, our intro to the session, and I couldn't find any good music yet. What do you think?
Yeah.
Kvike.
Yeah.
I think this kind of fits us.
I feel like I'm playing GTA right now. Mm-hmm. Ballad of Gay Tony or something.
Yeah.
Here comes the night. Here comes the night with the Kvike.
All right, well, maybe that's our new theme. We'll see. Anyway, he gives a bunch of information about the, what was it, Kvike? He does say traditionally beers would have lacto in them, but that's more from poor sanitation practices than anything intentional. He says any of the yeast that you buy from a lab today is an isolate of just the Kvike strain. Most strains ferment very clean at high temps, he said. I mentioned that this beer was ferment at 95 degrees, and he says he did his at 95 degrees, but he's heard people going over 100 without producing estery beers. They ferment extremely quickly and flocculate like crazy. He says his was done in 3 to 4 days and was carved and bottled on day 9. What else is worth saying here? He says this yeast works best when underpitched and with 2 times or more yeast nutrient. That's interesting.
With 2 times. Underpitched and then to double the yeast nutrient. Well, to stress them out, but make sure they still go.
Well, you're giving it a ton of nutrients, so then I guess you're kind of balancing out that growth stress with giving it extra food to maybe get through that period. Why not just pitch a normal amount and nutrient a normal amount?
Well, I think maybe like... Brett, it pays to underpitch because you drive some more of those complementary esters.
Yeah,
and so that's
with the growth phase. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not Kvekian.
Should be. You look it.
He does say that Kvik. Was that it? Kvike.
Kvik.
I can't even remember that.
We probably need to listen to that song again.
Yeah. I think that's going to happen. He said it's a type of yeast, not a beer style. So keep that in mind.
Just like hop varietals?
Yes. So that's from Kyle. P.S. Suck it, JP.
Okay.
Here's another one about the Odell and the Mountain style. Hey, guys, I'm Bevo. I was listening to the most recent show and would like to comment on the Odell style of IPA. I understand this guy is upset that this might be a staple beer to him and many others, but if it doesn't sell, it must go. I don't find the namesake Mountain to be misleading, because since they just want to keep the slogan around for other beers. Here in Fort Collins, I guess Aaron's writing from Fort Collins, we have too many brewers to name and breweries fighting for name recognition. So even though Odell's in New Belgium don't have to fight for that, we have seen beers from New Belgium disappear because they're only popular with a very small crowd. So he says the breweries want to keep growing, they blah, 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 blah. He does say he will, however, make sure to try this new Mountain IPA in a flannel koozie while looking at different beard oils to purchase.
Oh, well, good.
We recommend it.
Thank God.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least someone out there knows what they're doing.
It really brings out the hop. The intense, juicy hop character, I think, that style is known for.
Correct. Yeah. With no lactose or fruit additions, like all any IPAs have.
Right, and a malt backbone.
Correct.
He does give us one last bit of knowledge. He says Lagunitas will now be brewing Newcastle Brown Ale.
That's right.
What?
I read this.
He says the recipe will change as well to a more hoppy brown versus the traditional.
No.
That's interesting.
Why? That I didn't know. I thought they were just replicating Newcastle Brown over here because that's such a pure beer.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that we should take Aaron's word as the gospel. Some guy wrote into our feedback.
It's true.
I'm already upset about it.
Yeah, his name might even be Aaron.
Yeah, I would find it interesting if they changed it. I don't know why. I'd love just a nice, fresh version of it.
Dude.
Would you be able to get the good version still here in the U.S. if they hop it up?
The good version. Good question. All right. We'll find out, maybe. Okay, finally. This one's weird. Hey, my networks, what the hell happened? At the end of the session episode with Secret Trail Brewing, the meltdown about beer reality show hosts, the Dickman jokes, and even Blobber's appearance in the Twitter game was reminiscent of the genius of the golden age of the session.
Jeez, we've been around so long we have a golden age.
I know. Maybe this is our last episode.
Are we in the platinum age now?
I mean, judging by the feedback so far, this might be our last episode. Everyone thinks we're dying on the vine. He says, kudos to that. Add the trifecta of Andy Woods, Who Ate All the Pies, and the Bub Timer, and you'll have truly returned to your glory days. That's from Black Island Brewer, which may or may not be racist. I don't know.
Let's ask him.
All right, that's our feedback for today. Thanks for listening to that. And thanks for writing in. You can send your feedback to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com.
That's right. Forbes says that apparently Newcastle sales have plummeted globally 5 years ago. The brand was close to 7 million cases. Today they're around 2 million.
Whoa.
I love Newcastle. I drank a ton of it as a 20-year-old in my 30s, but it's hard to find fresh. It just really is. It gets easily damaged. So
what else do they say?
Well, they say it will have a different label than other Newcastle brown ales and a different recipe. So that's all they say. Is it will have a different recipe for the U.S. market than
I was going to say a different label than other Newcastle brown ales. So it is basically a different beer.
It's a different beer, but it's still going to be called Newcastle.
It's Newcastle America,
right? Which leave it to Lagunitas to make everything confusing.
Well, maybe we'll try to get Jeremy from Lagunitas on the line sometime and see if he can explain this nonsense to us.
It's also going to have THC and CBD oil.
Yeah, right. You're basically going to die as soon as you drink it. They cut 100 employees and then signed the contract to start brewing Newcastle. Lagunitas did.
Lagunitas cut 100 employees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. Maybe Jeremy doesn't work there anymore.
No, he works there. I see him being quoted in press releases every now and then.
Got it.
All right. I'm done with you.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Before that, don't forget about our friends over at Neshaminy Creek Brewing. They've been brewing award-winning beers in Croydon, Pennsylvania since 2012. Proud winners of 4 Philly Beer Scene Magazine Awards for Brewer of the Year and 3 for Brewery of the Year. 2-time GABF winners for their Vienna style and a bronze for their smoked lager. They got a big-ass tap room with 24 beers on tap, 18 of which are rotating, and special or limited beers. Variety of beer styles and hoppy double IPAs, sessionable, poundable lagers, even oak-fermented saisons and sour beers. If you can't make it to Croydon, don't worry. Hit up their second location in Jenkintown called the Borough Brew House, which features a full menu and 22 beers on tap, including guest taps from local breweries, meaderies, as well as Pennsylvania cider. So go check them out at NeshaminyCreekBrewing.com and, tell them that we sent you.
That's right.
They're our friends over there. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Sunriver Brewing Company will be on the line. Hang in there. This is The Session.
Kvike.
Amendment.
Watch out!
Do you like beer? They make beer.
Watch out!
Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun.
Watch out!
Do you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can, featuring
Monk's Blood.
Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of
Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, JP.
Do you know the 3 most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5-Star Chemicals. 5-Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5-Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5-Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star Sand, SaniClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5-Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5-Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5-Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5-Star treatment today.
Hi, this is Tyler from Libertine Brewing Company in the Central Coast of California. You're listening to Brewing Network, The Session. It sucks. Does it suck? It sucks. But that's what's good about it, is that it sucks, right?
All right, welcome back to the program. Thanks for joining us.
Can I just say I love all people of all ethnicities and backgrounds and colors? Like you know what I mean? Can I just say that out loud on the record?
You love groups of 5 people.
That's why I have a thing for 5.
Right.
Pentagrams.
Yeah.
All right, well, this segment is brought to you by White Labs. You go to whitelabs.com, check them out. Pure liquid yeast means better beers. White Labs boasts the highest concentration of yeast in the industry thanks to their patented Flex Cell technology and pure pitch packaging. The yeast contained and delivered using these innovations are propagated in all grain wort, providing the perfect nutrients for growth and optimal performance. With White Labs pure liquid yeast, your finished beers will meet the high-quality flavor profiles that you intend to produce. Discover the White Labs difference. Go to whitelabs.com/yeastbank to find the perfect strain for your next beer. That's whitelabs.com. All right. As promised, we've got Sunriver Brewing Company on the line with us, and we should be speaking to Brett Thomas, their Director of Brewing Operations. Hey, Brett. Thanks for being on the show.
Hey, good evening.
It's nice to talk to you again. I guess we talked to you way back in 2013.
Yeah, you talk about some craziness, the social media and the Facebook.
Yeah.
Reminded me this morning, 6 years ago to the day.
Really?
I told you.
Crazy.
That is crazy. What a coincidence that is. That's funny.
6 years ago to the day.
Right.
And now everybody knows I'm the only one who reads the guest interview emails.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, thanks for returning and being on the show with us. It's good to talk to you again, Brett.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Now, Brett is with, as I've been saying, Sunriver Brewing Company, which is out of Sunriver, Oregon. And what do you got? You guys opened about 2012?
Yeah, we got our pub open down in the Sunriver Village back in July 2012. Started building out our production facility in July 2013, and brewed our first batch of beer on January 1st, 2014.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty quick expansion from a brew pub to a production facility right away, within a year, basically.
Yeah, once they got that pub open, they realized pretty quickly that a 2 or 3 barrel system was not going to cut it for their customer load, and kind of went after something a little more serious.
Okay. So tell me about Sunriver, the town that you're in, because it sounds like it's a bit of a vacation spot or a tourist spot.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely kind of a tourist town, vacation town, however you want to phrase that. We are about 15 miles south of Bend, Oregon, so definitely in that Central Oregon sphere. Small community, probably 3,000 to 4,000 permanent residents, and then midsummer, holiday weekends, it'd be anywhere up to 10, 12, 13,000 people additional.
Wow. What a great spot to open a brew pub. That makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Captive audience.
Yeah, for sure. We were looking for a minute at opening a hop grenade on Maui, mostly because I just wanted to be on Maui.
Yeah, sure.
And, real estate was really expensive, and we kind of did the math and figured out that we had to sell, I think it was something like twice as much beer as we sell here in Concord every day for 365 days a year in order to break even.
Easy.
But the reason I'm bringing this up is that when you're in kind of a destination location like that, or a vacation spot or a tourist spot, there are no Mondays.
That's true.
When you're on vacation, every day is a Friday. Every day is a Saturday.
Right.
And so if I was willing to take on the risk of all of that, it certainly could have paid off, even though that number seems massive.
Yeah.
But when you're in a place where there are no Mondays, sometimes it works out. I just bring it up for you, Brett, because if you guys are kind of, maybe you experience the same thing. People are taking their week-long vacation. I'm thinking that brew pub is full on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, not just Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, of course, a little bit of seasonality tied into that, but
okay.
I have seen some amazing things in reference to customer load. You get a midsummer day, Sunriver Pub, we could be seating upwards of 1,100 people.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Imagine being a server working that.
Right.
Oh, my God.
It's great for the bottom line, but even as a brewer, that can be a nightmare to manage, because unless your system is scaled for the busy time and you just set idle in the slow time, you're struggling then at that point, I imagine.
Well, that's a good point, Beardy. So, and Brett, you even mentioned this, that little system, what'd you say, 2 or 3 barrels wasn't enough. I can't imagine they were able to keep up even from day one.
Yeah, it's something that they really just got past intellectually very quickly and channeled all their resources towards getting a production facility up and running.
So what size is the production facility?
Yeah, so currently a brew house, and there's a 4-vessel, 15-barrel JV Northwest brew house, about 12,500 square feet. A lot of depth to our cellars, a lot of tanks, a lot of staff, great canning line. Yeah, place is pretty built out at this point.
And you have 2 other pub locations besides the original in Sunriver, is that right?
Yeah, so we've got the original pub location in Sunriver. Beyond that, we have our production facility in Sunriver. We've got a pub in Bend, Oregon, over on the west side on Galveston Avenue. And last week we just opened up a new pub over in the Oakway Mall in Eugene.
Oh, yeah, I read that. Eugene's a cool place. That's a good place to open.
I've heard a lot about it. I've heard that it's very, very nice mix of just kind of hang out, cool, chill people.
It's a funky little town.
Yeah.
Funky big town, actually.
Funky little check.
Yeah. Why'd you guys choose Eugene?
That was a pretty complex process. As it stood at the time of that decision, we had a really great customer base in Eugene as far as our product that went out to pubs, tap houses, grocery stores. One of our largest wholesalers that we deal with, they're headquartered in Eugene, and got quite a bit of staff from our existing locations that had Eugene in their background. It just kind of the right place for us to go to.
Okay. No, it's not too far away from Bend either, is it?
Yeah, it's within striking distance. We spent quite a bit of time, and we were real thoughtful with the process of looking where this next pub was going to be. And we were in Washington and Oregon and Idaho, and kind of kept coming back around to the Willamette Valley, and Eugene was the location that kept standing out to us.
Now, are there brew systems in any of these locations besides the original and then the production facility?
Yeah, so the original location does not have any brewing equipment in it anymore.
Okay.
We kind of decommissioned everything and got the main production facility up and running. So none of the 3 pubs currently have brew houses in them.
Got it.
But
it's just a pain in the ass.
Kind of have this understanding if we decide if and when to open fourth location, we're definitely going to have to move that direction.
Sure.
So the production brewery is kind of tapped out with the 3 locations currently then?
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly squeeze a little bit more out of there, but, we're mindful of, square footage and water and sewer capacity, number of hours in a day, stuff like that.
Sure.
You don't want to shut down the city sewer plant, that's for sure.
Again.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, what's the law for the amount of locations you can have in Oregon? So in California, what is it, a production brewery license, Beardy, that allows you to have 6 tasting rooms?
Yeah.
What is it in Oregon that you're allowed to open these locations?
I think Oregon, once again, I'm not an expert on interpreting Oregon liquor laws, but
Yeah.
To the best of my understanding, really fairly unlimited with a lot of those models.
Wow.
Pretty easy to use brew pub laws and tavern laws in this state, and I kind of we're thankful for McMenamins for paving the way on a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good old-fashioned drinking state right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Oregon's just like, as long as you churn your own butter, you can make all the locations. It's some, maybe that's
the law.
just Portland, but like it must be something like that. As long as you have a lumberjack descendant in your family,
that's true.
You can open all the pubs you want.
We're trying to really raise awareness of artisanal butters.
Right.
So anything north of Burnside has to at least churn butter twice a week. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is, bruh.
If you crochet your own napkins, you can have a distillery on site as well.
Right. I'm sorry, Brad. I'm not trying to say you're all lumberjacks or weirdos.
But everyone in Portland is.
But Oregon is a unique state, you have to admit.
Oh, man. I mean, that was probably the big driving factor in having me relocate up here many, many years ago.
I don't blame you.
Very unique state and just like really outstanding people here.
I agree. I love that state.
Yeah, Oregon's great.
Yeah. Where did you relocate from?
I was living in Las Vegas at the time.
Oh, well, that's an easy move.
That's a change.
That's culture shock, I would think, man. Come on.
I mean, I love me some Las Vegas, but like for a Friday, Saturday night, and then that's that.
Right.
No one wants to live in Las Vegas.
No.
Sorry, Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
a lot of people ask me why I moved, and it's like, well, have you ever been to Las Vegas?
Yeah. Or
on like a Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Just imagine your third night in Las Vegas.
It all goes downhill from there.
I did my time there. 27 years, and then moved on.
Goddamn.
So I'm allowed to make fun Las Vegas folks because I, too, am from the desert. I just grew up a couple hours south of there. And, yeah, I moved out of there the day I graduated high school. But I do love the desert.
You walked across the high school graduation stage with your luggage in one hand.
Yeah, exactly. Into a taxi cab.
That's right. I'm out of here.
Basically. Well, we've got your Fuzztail Hefeweizen.
Dude, I'm
our
drinking
glass,
this right now.
You loving that?
I really do like it, yeah.
Tell us about this beer, Brett.
Man, Fuzztail's one of our beers. It's near and dear to my heart. American style Hefeweizen. Very clean, easy to drink. Use some American ale yeast in there. Pretty low IBU. It's a kind of a beer that I brought with me from my home brewing days, and fortunate enough to have a little bit of time to refine it in my professional life.
Tell me about the malt bill, if you would, please.
Yeah, that beer is probably 55 to 58% Great Western malted wheat. Majority beyond that, Great Western Premium 2-row. A little bit of Wireman Carahel in there as well.
Is 55 or more percent a lot of wheat? Usually,
not for a Hefeweizen.
That's a pretty standard for a Hef?
Oh, yeah. They should typically be more than half.
Sometimes even more. Okay, more than half, yeah.
But, yeah, that's the American style, right? The kind of supplement a lot of the wheat with two-row.
Okay.
Compared to German style, where it'd be even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, I like this beer, too.
What's the Carahel for? Just that little sort of raisiny, biscuity kind of thing?
Yeah, basically a little bit of color adjustment and just getting some dextrins in there for some foam positive, a little bit of head retention.
Any flavor impact from those? I mean, I feel like it's a little, and I mean raisiny in a good way, right? Like a good malt can be.
I get a little malt sweet
I think the malted wheat in there probably gives that beer most of its character. I mean, it's got that bready, kind of little like slightly acidic malted wheat character, and other than that, just some background notes from the Carahel and a little bit of background notes from the hop.
I'm sure you're selling a lot of this beer because it's delicious. But if you were to change the name to Fuzztail Hefeweizen, even though you and I know Hefeweizen says that already, you'd probably sell even more of it, Brett. I don't know if you thought of that.
Man, I got to tell you, I was up in Portland a couple weeks ago with our Portland sales director, and it's like, hey, check this out. And it was a beer menu at one of the better beer bars in Portland that will remain unnamed.
Yeah.
And it was listed on the menu, not our beer, but a beer, as a hazy Hefeweizen.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No. Get out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it sells twice as much as the Hefeweizen right next to it on the menu.
Exactly. What Hefeweizen do you have that's hazy? Oh, well, let me direct you to our menu.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2019.
No thanks.
You're right, man. Dumb it down.
Yeah.
Are you adding any citrus flavorings, or is it just the hop varieties you're picking?
Yeah, just the hop varieties in there. Just a little tiny bit of green bullet in there for bittering hop, and then flavor and aroma, just a small amount of Oregon-grown Cascade and some Washington-grown Lemon Drop.
Okay.
What's the first hop you say, your bittering hop?
New Zealand Green Bullet.
Green Bullet. What a great name. I've not heard that one.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that either.
Yeah, pretty old school, like really good at putting some IBUs in the beer, but beyond that, probably not great for much else.
Okay.
Does it have any kind of typical characteristics, like Columbus is a high alpha, but has a dank pininess to it?
The thing I've found that probably like most closely resembles it with like American hops would be like a low intensity Chinook.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, you're right, Beardy. It's a good question to ask if there's any kind of citrus added to it, because it does have a bright citrus finish.
Yeah.
That would make you think that there's some juice in there or something.
Or just like possibly
tang.
some zest, or like zest in the boil or something like that.
Yeah, there is, for me, an acidic kind of tang or twang. I don't know which it is, tang or twang. It could be...
You have to pick right now.
It could be both. It could be neither.
Mm-hmm.
But that would lend to more of like a zesty thing than just hop-driven.
Yeah. And
That's
it doesn't.
cool.
It's not like like a citrus with bitterness. It's just really bright, like you're saying with a peel or something.
Yeah, it just makes it a really refreshing finish.
Just a little sharp on the edge, but in a good way. You know?
Is this a big seller for you guys, Brett?
Yeah, it's Fuzztail's probably really dependent on what time of year it is. It bounces back and forth between number 2 and number 3 in the lineup.
So I don't know if in the beginning of the show before we had you on, I was kind of saying, not many people do a hef anymore. But that in my experience, those of you brewers that do, it's one of your biggest sellers. Which, of course, explains why you keep it around. But also, I think, explains the quality of the hef,
Yeah, it's an interesting beer for us. Kind of started off as a one-off, and then kind of grew into a summer seasonal, and had some wholesalers keep asking for it throughout the fall, so we just kept brewing that beer and became year-round beer for us. Started toying around with the recipe to really, put some drinkability in there. The first several batches of that beer were a little rough around the edges, but took a big swing at that thing right before, World Beer Cup in 2016. Results were good. Came back with the gold medal at World Beer Cup, and
nice.
Haven't looked back since.
No. Once you get that, you got to keep going.
Yeah, give me a inner tube, a 6-pack of this, send me down the river.
Give me an outer tube, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want people to see it.
You're much more of a shower than I am.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and speaking of winners, you got the 2017 Small Brewing Company and Small Brewing Company Brewer of the Year at the Great American Beer Festival, too, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely humbled by that, and just... still kind of, it's amazing I'm still processing that. Something will stick with me for the rest of my career.
Dude, I believe that. That's really a an amazing award. So I think I'd feel the same way.
Right.
Yeah. What beers helped you get that?
Well, coincidentally, Fuzztail winning the gold medal at GABF there in 2017 was about 50% of that.
Okay. So wait, World Beer Cup gold medal in 2016, then GABF gold medal in 2017 for the Fuzztail. Okay, very nice.
Yep. Yeah, I guess while we're on that topic, she got a silver medal at GABF last year, too. So some good lineage in that beer.
The Fuzztail got a silver last year, too? Jeez.
So the judges weren't as good this year as they were in 2017.
Yeah. That's right. His medals are benchmarks for the judges, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Right. Now, let me...
the other half of that winning combo back in 2017 was this really awesome, just monster of a beer that we brew once or twice a year. It's called Cinder Beast. Just Imperial Red Ale, big boozy hop monster, pretty awesome stuff.
And what style was that under?
That was Imperial Red.
Imperial Red, okay. And for the Fuzztail, is that under Hefeweizen or American wheat? I'm curious.
Yeah, so it's like 20 words that they use. It's the American-style wheat beer with yeast.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, though. I get it, because there is the American-style wheat that might be clear.
Like
and
the Crystal Weizen
got it, yeah,
for America.
Okay, so that makes sense. That's funny how these categories get going. But that is a good description, actually, of this beer.
Yeah, probably not going to put that one on a T-shirt.
Yeah, no, that's not. It's not very sexy that way to sell. And what yeast did you say you used for the Fuzztail?
Yeah, Fuzztail's it's got the strain in there we call Flagship. Basically, Chico L yeast from our friends up at Imperial Yeast in Portland.
Okay, got it. Because it's obviously kind of a hazy or cloudy beer. What's left in suspension in this beer? Is it yeast or is it something else?
Disbelief.
Well, yeah, I'd say a tiny bit of yeast in that we don't find that beer as we typically would our other clear beers.
Okay.
Probably more than anything, a little bit of protein haze.
Got it. Yeah, because when you say that it's kind of a Chico yeast, I think of that as a yeast that will flocculate pretty well. So I was just wondering how you got the rest of it in there. So protein.
That Chico definitely flocks with a little bit of time and cold storage. I think worst case scenario, we'll see this beer clear up at about 63 days.
I see. Okay.
Do you use kettle finings, or do you bypass that too to kind of add the protein?
Yeah, no. So basically, the regimen on this thing, like no kettle finings, no biofine going into a bright tank, and we hit the beer with a product called Tanol A.
I haven't heard of that.
Tanol A,
yeah. Enlighten us, please, Brett.
Yeah, Tanol A is a product up, Y East up here in Hood River, Oregon. They sell the product. It is essentially some form of powdered tannic acid that has a similar electrical charge to the protein components in there. So it basically does the exact opposite of fining a beer. It essentially helps keep a long-term protein haze in the beer.
Man, y'all putting electricity in your beer. I can't handle that. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Is it vegan electricity?
Good question.
Thank you.
It's Oregon, of course it is.
By definition, all electricity generated is vegan.
Or hunted by Brett himself.
I track down this electricity right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is a wonderful beer.
That's really good. Yeah. I can't remember the last time I had a hef and the last time I enjoyed that hef.
Yeah.
Except right now.
Yeah. I do like it. Well, and on that, I want to get to the other beers that we got here, so I'm going to take us to a break so that we can get them poured. But we've got 2 more beers to try from you that you were kind enough to send, Brett. So can you hang out for a little break here, and we'll get those poured for us?
Absolutely.
All right. Perfect. You're listening to The Session. We'll be right back with more from Sunriver Brewing Company. Go to sunriverbrewingcompany.com and check it out.
Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support, like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, there are amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and the Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any brewer, whether for yourself or as a gift. When you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com.
Are you looking for a simple brewing system that's great for all grain brewing, but everything on the market seems to be full of compromises? Blickman Engineering has the answer. The Blickman Brew Easy All Grain Brewing System. The Brew Easy is a complete system with easy upgrades and a beautiful compact design, perfect for any size brewing location. At its core, the Brew Easy is built on two gorgeous Blickman Boilermaker brew kettles, a high-temperature March pump, and either a top-tier gas burner or the new Boil Coil electric heater. The Brew Easy adapter lid allows the pots to stack on top of each other, forming an efficient, strong, and compact brewing setup that comes in 5, 10, and 20-gallon batch sizes. Upgrade your Brew Easy system with full automated control by adding a Blickman Tower of Power temp controller, and make moving around easy with the Blickman Kettle Cart. The Brew Easy is modular. If you already own a Boilermaker kettle, you can build your Brew Easy by purchasing just the modules you need. The new Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. See it today at BlickmanEngineering.com and brew with Blickman quality on your new Brew Easy.
You're tuned into this session because life's too short to listen to crappy radio.
Welcome back to the session. Thanks so much for joining us today. And this segment is brought to you by our friends over at Beersmith Brewing Software. Go to beersmith.com, get your free 21-day trial of the best brewing software on the market. Brad keeps it up to date all the time. He's got a new version out, Beersmith 3, support for mead, wine, and cider. New support for hop whirlpool editions, including time and temperature for each item. All new hops, malts, fruits, juices, honey, and style guide for mead, wine, and cider in the database, and over 700,000 recipes that you can access. Go to beersmith.com today and get your free 21-day trial. All right, we are still hanging out with Brett Thomas from Sunriver Brewing Company. Brett, thanks for sticking with us, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got more beer in our glass, which usually I wait until the segment to try it, but I kind of dipped into it while we were at the break there. We've got your Ripon Northwest Ale.
Let's go.
Is that a new style? Is that a new style?
Yeah. Did
new
you
style alert?
Are you inventing a new style? Is Ripon the new style?
Yeah, I can put you in touch with the marketing team.
What I do think is it's an awesome beer.
Yeah.
So tell me what did you mean by Northwest Ale, or even you can tell me that, or you can tell me what this beer is to you. Tell me about the beer itself.
Yeah, I mean, that beer's got stylistic origins. When you look at the stats on it, that beer really presents itself as a American-style strong pale ale. So that, as far as like BA style guidelines, right between American Pale and American IPA, kind of draws elements from both.
I gotcha.
I think the nomenclature that was applied to it, maybe just trying to, you once again put American style strong pale ale on a can, maybe not as fancy as you'd be looking for some of those marketing purposes. But
no, you're right.
People always ask what's a Northwest ale, and it's like, well, it's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Well, and okay, so you're right about the marketing part of it, but then I'm looking at your can now, and there is another description that I think is perfect. It does say Northwest Style Ale on there, and then the description next to it is incredible resinous hop aroma, relaxed finish. And I think that's a great description. You guys have done it. It's very concise. And to me, as a pale ale drinker, I'm also looking at it. You know, it's 6% alcohol and it's 50 IBUs. But that's an awesome description for this beer.
Yeah, I mean, I think that puts the beer into perspective for people who shop with their eyes. They might see that Northwest Ale and dig a little bit deeper, take a look at ABV, IBU, and they'll read that. And I think it's a pretty accurate description of how that beer presents itself.
Yeah, the beer nerds who want their hops, I think, will relate to that resinous part. And I do think it's got not just aroma, it's got a resinous front to the palate.
Yeah.
But then it does have I've never used the phrase relaxed finish, but I might start adopting that.
I think you should. I have pants that have that, too.
I, too, like relaxing.
Yeah, after I finish.
Well, I'm always saying like a clean finish, and it doesn't leave a cloying, or it's not bitter, but, this one, I will say, is not perfectly clean in the finish, actually. It leaves some of that resinous quality on my palate, which I like because it's relaxed enough that I could still drink another one. It's not cloying.
It's relaxed and it's not aggressive.
Yeah. So I wouldn't even. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not a clean finish, but I just think it's a better description. Because it does. There's definitely a lot of that hop that lingers around just enough.
For sure.
Just enough.
Yeah. Like little pinpricks.
Yes.
Yeah. That beer's got a pretty aggressive hopping rate on it. Really, I think that palate sensation that you're getting, we use a little bit of Chinook oil in that beer up front, and that small amount really carries through the entire beer. And I definitely agree with what you're saying as far as that palate sensation, as it's just kind of crossing your palate and going down your throat.
Yeah. When you say you use like hop extract oil, you mean?
Yep.
And what part of the process do you put that in?
Yeah, so using the Chinook CO2 hop extract in there just for our sole bittering charge in that beer, 60-minute edition.
Got it. Okay. I asked that because I just learned on our Hop and Brew School podcast that we do that some people are using hop extracts not just as the bittering addition, but even as late aroma and flavor additions, and I had never heard that before.
Even cold side.
Yeah, exactly. And I had always thought that's kind of solely a kettle addition, but no, brewers are using it for both.
And they actually have a pre-isomerized hop extracts that you can even add bitterness to the finished beer. Actual IBUs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In case you fucked up, basically.
Right. Yeah. Oh, remember that bittering edition that's still setting up on the brew deck?
Yeah, because you forgot to put it in.
Yeah.
Well, gone are the days. How are you going to invent a style? I mean, that's how all the styles, not all the styles, but I feel like that's how change and experimentation kind of happens. If you can just correct, if you make a mistake, and then you can just go adjust, fix it in post, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you're always, I don't know, how do you move forward?
So you don't want that. You don't want people to be able to fix their mistakes in post, basically.
Well, look.
That's what you're getting at.
In beer specifically? No.
Right.
No.
I'm asking genuinely, too. Yeah.
You want people to be good at their job.
Because there's a lot of good mistakes out there.
Well, right. That's kind of what I'm saying. And obviously I don't work in industrial brewing situation, so I don't know if that really is the reality, or if you're working on beers and with a purpose over a couple of months trying to develop a new beer, or if it does happen mistakenly now. I don't know.
Brett, it's probably both, right?
Yeah, I think where that product really comes in handy. I mean, fixing a mistake, correcting an error. You didn't quite get your recipe right on this single batch that you're kind of new recipe, haven't worked with it. Maybe getting that IBU calculator out there.
Right.
I'd be willing to bet, and just what my instincts tell me, is these big breweries are using that stuff for some IBU correction. These guys, these big 2,500 barrel tanks, whatever, and maybe their specs 5-6 IBUs off from what their target is, and they probably drop some of that in there to get it back into spec.
Sure. I like how you mentioned that your use of the extract as you're bittering carries all the way through to the end of this beer. You probably dry hop this beer as well, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, we use that hop extract in a couple of our beers. A lot of our specialty IPAs, double IPAs. It's a really amazing product in that when the stuff's made correctly, it carries through some of the aroma and flavor compounds of the hop that it was extracted from. It's not just IBUs. It's like IBUs and character.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, it also seems to provide a little bit of added shelf stability to the product. And I don't claim to understand what that mechanism is, but when that beer's going through our tasting panel, it seems to have a little bit more resilience than Fuzztail or Vimo, Vicious Mosquito.
I'm writing that down because I'm doing this hop show with Yakima Chief, and I want to ask them about this shelf stability thing because that's an interesting concept. Of course, we always talk about, in many ways when we talk about hops, that some of its use in beers for preservative qualities anyway. It always has been.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if they know what preservative qualities might be carrying over or concentrated in an extract. I'm going to have to ask them.
And typically when I've seen extracts used, it's because the volume of hops would just be impractical to get that same amount of IBUs on a given brewer's system.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like this is getting used because it actually makes a better product.
Well, yeah, but I think also what Brett is asking, even or now I'm asking, is during that process, are we also maybe concentrating the preservative qualities? Because that would be another reason altogether, Brett. Right?
Shameless plug for Yakima, Chief, but that's where 99% of our CO2 hop extracts are coming from.
Yeah, they're kind of the masters at it right now. And I bet that they've studied this a little bit, so that's why I'm not worried about just asking them about that. But it would just, to me, give a whole nother reason for packaging breweries to start to consider extracts.
The extracts, right.
You know. That's interesting. And so that's pretty consistent across your sensory team, huh, that you found that these extract beers seem to have more shelf stability.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I'm just still drinking it.
No, I'm interesting to watch you drink a beer. That's still in your glass. That's what's interesting.
I love this beer. This is a great pale ale.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I like that Brett knows that it's on the side of the strong pale ale, right? Because it's like 60% or 6% and 50 IBUs. You know, to me, it's just a pale ale, right?
Yeah.
But to JP, who's an asshole about styles all the time, don't you like that Brett's like, well, it's really a strong pale ale?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
JP would have liked it more before he knew it was strong.
That's true. That's
but
also
now
true.
that it's 6% alcohol and strong.
I'm telling you, ignorance is bliss, baby. If knowledge is power, I'm a weak motherfucker.
Right.
Like, I don't want to know. Pull the wool straight over my eyes. I do not care.
All right. Well, why don't we move on to the next one? Because I'm just enjoying talking beer here. Yeah. Now we've got your Vicious Mosquito IPA.
That's my name in high school.
And maybe before we talk about that, you guys are doing you're a self-proclaimed hop guy, and you guys are doing a lot of IPAs.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, you got like a new IPA program that you guys are working on, right?
Yeah, so, you know, in this world of rotation nation that we live in, and,
right.
You know, God, I hate to say the death of flagships and core brands, but, you know, you definitely have a certain clientele you have to cater to these days, and we embrace that and instead of pushing back against it. And you know what, we're gonna give core beers for the people that want core beers, and for the people that want that, you know, new experience every time they come to the pub or you know, go to one of their tap houses. We're gonna do some IPA factory and some double IPA factory.
I like it. So that's your series where you're changing. Are these changing just seasonally, or is there any kind of regimen for that?
Yeah, I mean, the IPA factory, every 30 days we put out a new style of IPA, whether it's, you know, a West Coast IPA or a hazy IPA with fruit. I've got a brewed IPA coming up next month, so just keep trying to push the boundaries, playing with hops, you know, different hop products, and trying to keep things fresh for the people that are wanting that.
Are you canning those as well, like the beers we're drinking, or that's just your draft series?
Yeah, actually, we just had some canning equipment come in this week. As of, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're going to be doing our first 16-ounce can runs, and IPA factory, double IPA factory, on that list this week.
Nice.
Are you going to be doing different labeling? Because these are printed cans. I imagine that could be a nightmare having a rotating beer like that.
Yeah, nightmare is probably like an understatement. So, yeah, we're using these really nice black limited release cans, and then we are actually applying a very small label to kind of this area of negative space on those cans that will describe what the beer is.
Smart.
By hand?
Yeah, by hand. We're actually just because we're doing it in such small amounts, probably 100 or 200 cases at a time. Partnered up with a local company called Abilitree, and they actually get some people back into the workforce who might have some disabilities or employment disadvantages.
Oh, great.
Nice.
So you get some short-term staffing whenever you've got a package.
Yeah, absolutely.
It
It keeps these people invigorated and gives them some skills they might not have had, and gets us our cans labeled. It's a match made in heaven.
I love this.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love this whole thing you're doing, and of course I'm going to tell you why. The fact that you are not just bucking against, the death of the flagship, or saying, damn it, these millennials, they just want what's next, they want what's new. You can do that for a period of time and watch your sales drop. Like, I think a lot of people do that. Or you can always, let's face it, you're not just brewers, but you're entrepreneurs. You can look at the market and go, well, let's just embrace this now. But not only now that's easy to say. Okay, well, I'm just going to embrace that everyone wants something new, and I'm gonna brew something new every 30 or 60 days. But not only that, you've then found solutions to do that. I bet you that can looks cool as hell. I think it's a great idea to do. Okay, instead of having to take a blank can and slap a giant label on it, we're going to print out a cool-looking black can. It'll all look the same, and just leave one little space to change each beer.
Yeah.
And then we're going to hire, figure out our staffing problem, and hire some people that need jobs temporarily.
Right.
I'm just saying, I love the whole process where you're
regionally responsible.
And thinking like I think a strong entrepreneur. I've always thought that strong entrepreneurs don't just go, well, shit, the market changed and I'm screwed. They go, oh, hey, the market changed. Let's get creative. That's why I like this whole story about your what is it, IPA factory and double IPA factory. I think it's really cool, Brett.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I just try to, respect whatever that customer base is. If it's a 25-year-old millennial wanting a, milkshake IPA with berries and pineapples and whatever else in there.
Yeah, fuck it. Make it.
That sounds disgusting.
You're late Gen Xer who still wants a West Coast IPA. Like, we want to be able to facilitate what they want to drink.
Yeah.
Do they have to be our future?
Yeah.
I hope not.
It's you, Beardy, by the way.
No.
Not as a person, just as an age group.
Right.
Yeah.
I've fought that stigma my entire life.
As a demographic data point, that is you.
I was born an old man on my lawn.
Right.
With a
now,
cooler.
don't get me wrong. I bet we can show up at Sunriver Production Brewery on certain days and find Brett going, this is a stupid fucking idea.
Probably.
But I like that overall you're embracing it and finding solutions, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, so now we've got our Vicious Mosquito IPA in our glass. Tell us about this beer.
Yeah, so, we don't really market that beer as our flagship, but it has kind of moved into that default position. Sell by far and away more Vicious Mosquito than we do anything else in the lineup, and beer's performed very well for us as far as what people are looking for in Oregon, and beer drinks great. I think we finally got the right hops in that beer and got the BUs where we want it, and we're all, as brewers, we're all really happy with that beer. It's pretty old school, but I think we appreciate that.
It is old school. It's piney, resiny. It's a bigger version of the Northwest Ale. I think I just discovered, because I did this on the last show we did IPAs, where right when we get to the IPA, I don't really like the nose of the beer, but then I really enjoy the flavor, and that's happening again. And I think it was the same kind of piney, resiny thing. Maybe I'm just not liking the piney thing in the aroma, but I love it on my palate.
Yeah, I mean, your palate could be shifting. That happens. You know, you could
to
be
the best of us.
Yeah, it happens to the best.
Yeah,
it also
if by
happens
best
to the
you
rest
mean
of us.
smokers too.
Right.
That happens.
Right.
It totally could be. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do kind of gravitate towards the hoppier side of things, and I think maybe for a little bit you're going through this weird thing, and it'll come back.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it'll come back. I mean, I find that too.
You don't think it's cancer? It's not cancer, is it, JP?
What do you mean right now? Jesus Christ.
He's trying to be optimistic.
Yeah.
Right.
Here, I have some CBD oil for you. Let me massage your taint with it.
Yeah.
It's it happens a lot. With me and with other people, you just gravitate towards different stuff. Maybe you don't like certain things that you did about a beer or a food.
But don't you think
whatever.
it's weird that I might not like the aroma, but then love the flavor?
No, that happens, dude.
Okay.
For how long have we been doing this show? For like 14 years.
Yeah.
Probably once a month I have a beer that's like, I don't really like the way it smells, but I love the way it tastes, or vice versa.
I see.
Well, but are you talking about you're saying specifically pine, you smell pine and you don't like it, but then you taste pine and you
is
do
that what
like
you're
it.
saying?
Well, all I was doing was linking it to our last IPA show, which was only a couple weeks ago, where they sent us a bunch of hoppy beers.
Yeah.
And I found that as soon as we got to the IPAs, I found that I didn't like but the nose is similar to this.
Okay.
And then I'm tasting like a piney, resiny flavor.
Yeah.
So I'm just making a connection. I'm wondering if I all of a sudden don't like the smell of pine.
Wow, don't go camping.
Brett, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry you have to sit in on our evaluation of my psychosis
olfactory,
around. But
that definitely sounds like a palate shift to me.
yeah, maybe it is.
That's Brett's way of saying Jason's right.
Right. Yeah. But I'm telling you, I love this IPA. It's a great beer. I went right for the nose, and it just reminded me, okay, well, that's all right. And then it just tastes great.
Yeah, classic West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is?
I mean,
is there a story behind the name?
This Oregon beer scene, like it just kind of seems like the true West Coast IPA is like a dying breed, and something we embrace, something I embrace. I mean, I cut my teeth on pizza port beers back in the late 90s and early 2000s, and just really embrace those kind of bold, dry, low caramel malt West Coast beers, and I think this beer is like just a reflection of that.
I think so too. It has all of those qualities. What were you going to ask, Beardy?
I wanted to know about the name Vicious Mosquito.
Oh yeah,
man, yeah. So Sunriver, Oregon, this really unique microclimate as far as Central Oregon goes. Central Oregon's high desert, usually really dry, cool nights, warm days. You head 15 miles south to Sunriver, whole different microclimate, a lot more humidity, really cold nights, can have really warm days. One of the things that expresses itself, though, is the frickin' mosquitoes down there. When mosquito season comes around, it is god-awful at times.
Vicious even.
Yep, you might say.
Yeah.
I like this beer, but it's giving me flashbacks of living in Minnesota and just losing a pint of blood hanging outside on like a summer evening.
Man.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
That's the red can.
Yeah.
I have experienced that in Oregon, and then I experienced it last in Montana.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. So a friend of mine had given me some all organic, like homemade mosquito spray, right?
Yeah.
Which I only accepted because I tried it here in California, which is not mosquito central, right?
Right. No. You're fending off one mosquito.
Yeah, and it worked great.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And then I got to like Washington, still working. All right. So, I get to Montana and I put it on. I can see, like, I know there's mosquitoes out there, but so I spray a lot of it on.
Right.
I'm outside for 15 seconds. They didn't give a shit about it.
No, you need like 100% deep.
They were, they were absolutely vicious mosquitoes. They devoured me. I'm not even exaggerating about the timeline. I had just pulled the bunker in, like parked it. All I had to do was walk outside to put a wheel chalk out. Okay. And in that, 15 to 30 seconds, I got devoured.
Wow.
So I like your homage to these awful creatures, Brett.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if hops makes it worse, by the way. I wonder if you made the wrong beer for that. Like, because isn't it like odors that like,
I think it's, I read it's like carbon monoxide or whatever.
Carbon dioxide. So you're drinking beer.
So
you're
beer,
attracting,
right?
when you just have a beer in your hand, you're bringing the mosquitoes right to your area.
And then you're breathing. That doesn't help.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah. You made a great beer anyway.
I think you're fair game whether you're drinking IPA or a Scottish export ale.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Now, did you use hop extract oil in this beer too?
Yeah, actually, we don't. Going forward at some point in the future, we'll probably incorporate that in there. Where that beer stands now, and as it's been brewed the last couple of years, all pellet hops in that.
All pellet, okay.
Yeah.
It's a great one. These are all good beers, man. I think I'm taking a 6-pack home. I'm not going to share with you guys.
Appreciate that.
Good, because there's only one. Wait a second.
Yeah. Really, really awesome beer. Well, listen, I just wanted to mention a couple other things before we have to go, but you said you're doing 16-ounce specialty cans that are coming out, and you're doing a cellar expansion, too. We didn't even really get to talk about your cellar beers. You want to talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, basically, just kind of every year trying to get ahead of growth and, see if we can be more efficient with our processes. Got a couple of new hot liquor tanks in the building and got a couple of new fermenters in the building and really just trying to facilitate the last little bit of growth, get out there and get back into this 1,500 barrel a month production capacity that we know and love.
Right. And do you guys do like large format bottles too with your cellar program?
Yeah, as far as, some true cellared product, I've got my QA/QC lead, also barrel master, Ryan Gillespie. He's working on some Brett beers in the near future.
Nice.
These guys have been making some really awesome, clean barrel-aged beers with some bourbon barrels. Great beer called Mi Casa Su Casa, basically a Mexican coffee imperial stout blended with some Scotch ale and some chocolate milk stout. Pretty awesome stuff.
Love it.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. That'll be great. And are you guys distributed outside of Oregon as well?
Yeah, I'd say pretty sparingly. About 95% of the beer we produce is sold in the state of Oregon, which, we absolutely love that. A little bit up in Vancouver, Washington, a little bit in Seattle and Bellingham, and a little tiny bit over in Idaho, and actually a very, very small amount in Vermont.
Got it.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's very weird.
Yeah, how did you pick? Yeah, how does that happen? We've asked this before, and it's always a different answer, but how does it end up in Vermont?
Man, they actually picked us. It's this great little company we work with called the Vermont Beer Shepherd, and not 100% intimate with their business model, but it seems like they kind of send a tractor trailer across country and, pick up some beer in Oregon and a couple other spots and drive back to Burlington, Vermont, and just kind of spread that out through Vermont there.
Got to wash that money somehow from the olive oil importing business.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Very lucrative.
Very lucrative. Olive oil. That is very weird, man. People can make a buck anywhere. You got to admire the human race for that at some level.
Other people, you mean?
I can, yeah. God damn it.
Yeah.
All you need is a T-shirt printer.
That's true. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And an Instagram account.
All right, Brett, thanks so much for being with us and sharing these beers. They're really fantastic, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, gentlemen, thanks for having me. Appreciate your time, and it's nice to be back after 6 years.
I know, right? I guess we'll have to. Maybe this is a tradition. 6 years, right. 6 years to the day. If I'm still alive, Brett, we might have to do this again.
We'll see you in 2025.
There you go. Set a calendar reminder.
Thanks, brother, and thanks for sending beer. I appreciate it so much.
All right, guys. Have a great evening.
You too. Take care. All right, you go to sunriverbrewingcompany.com and learn about them. It's actually a really well-done website, too. You can see a lot of photos on there if you go to their About page, and you can find all their different pub locations, and, of course, the production brewery as well. So,
not only did he send beer, but he sent beer twice. Oh. Because he sent beer out like a month and a half or 2 months, whatever. He sent out beer early.
Oh.
And then he resent beer to make sure that we had fresh beer.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, because he was scheduled earlier and we had to change it for some reason. I don't remember. When I emailed him a couple weeks ago and I was like, hey, we're all set. I already have your questionnaire. I have beer. And he was like, no.
Gotta send
I'm sending you fresh beer.
I like
that. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
It's
and
good
it is fresh.
Yeah. It is.
It is. It's nice. It's dedicated. It's also smart. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But that is cool.
Yeah, one of these beers was canned 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I know. So you guys, I'm thinking, or at least JP, your favorite is the Hef there.
Yeah, I liked it.
My fave's the Northwest Ale, Northwest Ale.
Take it.
The Rippin'. No, I just mean what we tasted here. I just really enjoyed that beer. I like the Vicious as well, but the Rippin' was my favorite.
They were very aggressively hopped. Not necessarily in a negative way, but just I don't really gravitate towards beers that are aggressively hopped like that. But they do that West Coast thing very, very well. And like Brett even was saying, not many people really do that kind of style of beer anymore anyway.
Or coming away from it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
the Vicious is truly a West Coast IPA.
Yeah, 100%.
In the best way.
Yes.
Like
absolutely.
You said, dry, still resiny, aggressive.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's all good stuff.
Let's go up there and miss Mosquito Month or whatever.
I know. When's
terrible.
Mosquito Month?
God.
Oh, man, that Montana thing.
It's only
so
January through October.
Too. I was livid.
Dude, you can't have fun in that shit.
No.
There's no way.
No, I had camped in this beautiful spot, and it just didn't matter. So I then, it was too late by then. I had to go outside again. So I then went in. I did have some DEET, and even that, I had to put it on in such a way that it looked like I got out of the shower with DEET.
Good.
And then I only got bit twice, in 5 minutes instead of 100 times in 5 minutes.
But now you're 20 times more likely to develop rectal cancer.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And
let's be honest. I would rather rectal cancer.
Yeah.
I'm not lying here. I would rather have rectal cancer than be covered in mosquito bites. And here's why. At least when you have rectal cancer, you're just going to lay there on a bunch of good drugs, right? Like, whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
I'd rather die than be covered in awful mosquito bites.
That is so dramatic.
Yeah. I'd rather have my rectum removed and replaced by a tube.
Yeah. I don't think I'm
for
lying.
the rest of my life than to have mosquito bites for a month.
Yes.
I agree with that sentiment. My uncle was in the military in the 80s, and he gave me this little jar of military-issue DEET where all the ink has gotten dissolved off with whatever compounds are in this mystery bottle.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was like, you put 2 drops on your whole body, and that's it. He's like, you put any more than that? I've seen people have to go to the hospital.
Really?
If they put like 5 drops on.
And that's why your
body starts shutting down.
That's why you can't see.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Have you used it?
Oh, it works fantastic.
There's probably like a 6-foot radius around you.
Exactly. Yeah,
what do you use? Like a drop behind your ear?
Right. You use it like cologne.
Okay.
And it even lasts for a couple days. Those 2 drops. Yeah.
Damn,
really?
Bro.
That is just like coursing through your system.
Yeah, that's why he's blind.
I mean, I think my thyroid is about
ginger.
3 times the size of what it should be right
Your
now.
thyroid's on your front.
Too soon.
Well, whatever this is on my back.
Whatever Beardy's actually reaching to his neck. Apparently, there's a giant lump there. Whatever this is. Yeah, Beardy Jr.
Yeah, right. Yeah, those Montana skeeters, dude. They don't mess around with your organic shit. You gotta go chemical. You gotta do a chemical reaction.
Chemical warfare.
Homemade. You are the most ridiculous ever.
Well, listen,
by ridiculous, she means another R word.
I did.
I do, but I didn't want to say it because we've been bad enough on the show.
Okay, I didn't make it myself. It was offered to me by Kim Wood, and Kim Wood.
Gonna ask that. Yeah.
I knew it. I 100% knew it.
She likes to make all her own bullshit.
She really does, and she's a sweetheart.
And so we were camping in Northern California, and I had brought my normal off with me, and she offered to try this. And I was like, I'm going to try it. Like, why not? And I tried it, And it totally works. So I'm like, sure, why wouldn't I use lime juice, anal extract, or whatever it was?
She expresses Andy's anal gland.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I use that over DEET if it works?
Sure.
The problem is that the mosquitoes in Northern California are just as hippie as Kim Wood is.
Well, they're all vegan, and
They're
so
all
they have low energy.
I'm sure they flew up and they're like, oh my God, it smells like lime juice.
Yeah.
You know.
We need a milkshake IPA now.
And then I kind of used it along most of my trip, and it wasn't until I got to this one spot in Montana, and it also was like by a lake, and there was probably some marshes around, so it wasn't even all of Montana.
They were supercharged.
It was this moment, this spot, and they were. Oh my God!
Were they
I never
kind of you
seen
could
anything like
feel
it. Oh fuck yeah!
Because they were big and you could actually feel the pinch.
At one moment I was being carried away by them. Actually, they were all sucking and flapping at the same time.
That sounds hot.
And I lifted a foot off the ground. Yeah, I could feel it. Man, I'm telling you. Because I went out there all confident. I got my spray.
I'm from California, dude. I have a homemade spray. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm not leaving the RV until I'm ready. You know,
right?
I sprayed the top of my head. You know, because that's a rookie mistake, right? They get the part of your hair or whatever.
That's never happened to me.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
No, I've had that before.
See, so I did it, and then I walk out, and man, just instantaneously, all over me.
Looking that good, dude. Good
was
California
not sleep
blood
well that night.
Was there the steady hum of the forest like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Even you doing that fucking irritates me.
Just imagine that's how many mosquitoes are around. That happens in Minnesota.
I hate that shit.
And the thing is, then also, not just did it happen, but I was angry. Like I was furious. I was furious.
No one's in a good mood.
So my friend who was with me had gone to pay the fees or whatever, you know, put the envelope in the box while I'm taking care of the RV. And by the time he comes back, I'm just pacing around the RV livid. I'm just angry.
Itching.
Yeah, he's like,
angry
what is happening?
And I'm like, no way to go through life.
No. And it definitely ruined the night.
Oh, man.
How long did you not talk to Kim Wood for?
Well, I don't even know if I think I came back and told her that her shit is shit.
Yeah.
But, I don't remember.
I'm sorry I ruined your night with your male counterpart.
Yeah.
You guys couldn't kiss very well.
No, we couldn't cuddle or anything.
You didn't have some anti-itch lotion for him to rub all over you?
He did, actually.
Calamine lotion?
It was organic, though, so it didn't work.
Luckily, he did, and it barely...
Yeah.
I mean, I had a bunch of anthills on me. You ever seen a real anthill?
Yeah.
Those were my bites, man.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's sexy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Are we talking all over?
Just in one region.
Oh, my God.
My underarm.
All right, I got to get us to a break.
Yeah.
All right, go to greatfermentations.com. They now offer specialized grain ordering. Order any grain in less than pound increments. Perfect for specialty malts, by the way. And you can ask to combine or keep grains separate. You can even tell them to crush the grain if you want. Check it out at greatfermentations.com. And as always, Great Fermentations provides top-notch customer service and same-day shipping on many of their items. Go to greatfermentations.com. When we come back, we got a special treat for you.
We do? I love treats, dude. I'm a treat boy.
Yeah, remember our friend Lucas, Ohio Patty?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's performing at Spring Brews Festival this year, and he's going to come in and do a little performance for us right now. So,
that's tight.
We're going to take a little break, get it all set up, and when we come back, Lucas, Ohio Patty,
Padawan,
and more. Yeah. All right, hang in there. It's the session. Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Check out their brand new patent-pending Mash and Boil 110-volt electric mashing and boiling unit. This compact all-stainless unit lets you mash, sparge, and boil just about anywhere that has a 110-volt plug. Double-wall construction adds to efficiency and safety, and a precise thermostat keeps temperatures where you want them. Unlike insulated buckets and converted coolers, multiple temperature rest mashing is easy to do, all for under $300. They also feature the Mark II work pump, a magnetic drive high-temperature pump that does the work of pumps that cost twice as much, as well as exclusive Brewer's Edge regulators and quality Keg King kegs and disconnects. Check them out today at williamsbrewing.com to bruise their vast selection.
Hey, this is Julian Trego from Beechwood Brewing, and you are listening to The Session on the Brewing Network.
Welcome back to the program. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And thanks to Craft Brew Creative, they can help you market your beer. You sweat and toil over creative, exceptional beer, but Craft Brew Creative will assure you that your branding reflects that outstanding craft. They take the time to understand your vision through a straightforward and results-driven process. And the result is something tangible that will make you proud of your brewery brand and feel confident in your market. They can help you with logo design, branding strategy, websites, labels, tap handles. Those are just a few of the things that Craft Brew Creative excels at. And because you're a Brewing Network listener, they're going to give you 15% off your first design or branding project, which is good for up to $300 in savings. Just go to craftbrewcreative.com for details and mention the Brewing Network for your savings. craftbrewcreative.com. Elevate your craft brand. All right, as promised, you know, I've been telling you about our 10th annual Spring Brews Festival.
That's right.
Which I'm very excited about. And Lucas, Ohio played, maybe 4 years ago now you played last time, I think it was?
At least, I would say, 4 years ago, I think it was.
Okay. And now
longer than that.
Who can know?
It might have been even longer. And now you're back.
I'm back. It's been a while.
You're playing this year. Actually, we got a great lineup this year. We've got Lucas, Ohio. Is it no longer Lucas, Ohio, Patty? Have you grown up? Is that what's happening?
I have.
You've cut off the patty?
I cut the patty.
Yeah. I only noticed it on your website. I was like when I made the poster, I was like, oh, there's no patty anymore.
Yeah, no.
I like patty.
I know.
It's like John Cougar Mellencamp. No,
yeah, John Cougar. Yeah.
It's not Lucas. It's Lucasius.
Yeah.
Is it P-A-T-T or P-A-D-D?
Or P-A-D-D-Y.
Oh. Well, it's nothing anymore. So now it's Lucas, Ohio.
Yeah.
Have you been paying attention?
No, Lucas, Ohio is probably
Lucas,
good.
Ohio.
It's good. I like it.
I wanted to distinguish between my first band and this new sort of the last chapter.
Okay, so you've got a new...
So that was part of the reason for the name change.
You've got a new lineup, too.
Yeah, a new lineup.
Okay.
And,
All right. Well, I'm excited to have you guys play. You're playing along with another band, not one that's played at the Spring Brews before, but a longtime friend of mine, and he's played on the show before, the Royal Deuces.
Nice.
Which I spelt entirely wrong on the flyer and the poster.
How do you spell deuces? You spell it one way.
Yeah.
How do you spell deuces?
How do you spell deuces?
It's just the number 2 with a apostrophe S. two.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just put an emoji of a shit. He wasn't very happy about that.
Yeah.
I screwed that up. But anyway, I didn't mess up your name, so there you go. You're good to go, Lucas.
But it's PR dude will be pissed.
It's going to be you two. How would you describe your music genre? What do you think?
I would call it Americana folk rock.
Okay.
Like, I little blend of country, blues, even some reggae, although I try not to, throw myself entirely into that category, but just to the degree that it feels comfortable and original and cool,
I'm glad you said that, because that's about how I categorize you too. And then the Royal Deuces are kind of like rockabilly, like what was the other thing? Honky tonk, not hillbilly. Honky tonk was the other.
Bluegrass.
So I thought it was like no, I thought bluegrass, but he's like, not really, And anyway, I just thought you guys were a perfect fit together. So I was really excited that you're both.
I was also excited to see them. I checked it out and checked out his website and everything. I was like, oh, this is like a good
Yeah.
Good
little mix.
pairing.
This-
Good little mix for a brew festival.
It's it, and you know what? I think it's good beer fest music. Like people just kind of want to rock out a little bit and shuffle. It's a lot lot of white people, let's be honest. So they could shuffle back and forth.
It's either blues or this.
And,
it's really kind of...
And I'm never going to do a blues fest. Forget it. So, that ain't going to happen. And then it's interesting, the singer of the Royal Deuces is also the mayor of Port Costa.
Right.
He's my age.
No.
It gets worse, better. He's the co-mayor along with like an 11-year-old.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the 11-year-old. He was the guy who was in the Royal
So
Deuces.
you know you're a local guy.
Yeah,
you know
I know
Port Costa.
I love Port Costa.
Cool little eclectic town. I don't know how it happened, but they ended up electing two mayors. One of them's like 11 years old, and the other one is Mitch from the Royal Deuces.
If there's anything that needs to happen, after 5:30, then Mitch takes over.
Right,
but for the most part, the 11-year-old is like, well, I got to do history, and then I got to be in bed by 7:30.
Exactly.
So if there's an emergency, you can't wake the kid up. Kid needs to sleep.
You're right. You're right. I don't know. I wonder what their office
But if
is
you need a
like.
clarinet solo.
Their office, like Mitch has guitars on one side, and then there's like Matchbox cars on the other.
Speak and
Hot Wheels.
Spell
I don't
and a
know.
fucking chalkboard.
So anyway, I'm excited because it's you guys are a great fit.
Well, thanks again for bringing the band in.
Happy to have you. Now you kind of took a little time off, and I guess something happened with your heart.
Yeah.
What happened?
It was too full of emotion.
Probably so from the get go. From the get go. But I wasn't made aware of that until about a year ago. I started experiencing some gnarly symptoms late or early last year, and took a little while to figure it out. A couple weeks in the hospital, or I took about 10 or 12 days. They finally figured out that it was this strange bacteria, Streptococcus mutans, that kind of invaded my aorta heart valve.
Damn, bro!
Caused a lot of damage. Took them a little while to figure it out.
So it was an infection, not like a birth defect in your heart.
Both.
Oh,
both.
Okay.
So the birth defect. I was born with a bicuspid heart valve.
What does that mean?
All of us are have tricuspid heart valves.
Okay.
Which means they open and close efficiently.
Yeah.
And mine, the two of the three, don't do that.
I see.
Efficiently, and so it made this opportunity for this bacteria to kind of come in and wreak havoc. And so,
what were the symptoms, if you don't mind? Just for our listeners who maybe they don't know.
Night sweats
for our anxiety.
Oh shit, I have that every night. Okay, what else?
Night sweats. Honestly, fatigue. Overall, just
I'm fucking tired.
I'm
tired right now.
It's
not narcolepsy.
It was
I'm afraid for you to go on. What else? Because so far I'm 100%.
Yes, this is my life right now.
I started
joint pain.
Oh my god. My heart is broken. And
taking up smoking late in my life.
It was terrible, man.
Oh my god,
it was terrible.
Wavy Jesus hair.
Yeah,
that's a symptom.
Yeah. You know what's worse about this is my brother also had a heart defect that he was born with and didn't learn into his 30s either. Unfortunately for him, he's fine now, but there were no real symptoms. He suffered a minor stroke. Luckily, very minor. It was in his early to mid 30s, and he goes in and they found out. Again, I guess that most of us are born with this weird little flap in our heart that closes up for most of us, and his never closed, and it just left this open thing.
That was like mine, yeah.
Okay,
Same
and then
thing.
Great, I have this fucking thing too.
Yeah, you do. You probably do.
Yeah, I have all the symptoms he described. My fucking brother have it.
All three of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which are very general. And you might also be pregnant too. That's the other thing.
Okay, that's
you
true.
never know.
Yeah.
For sure. Take care.
Will I still get paid for if you die before the fucking fest? Will I still get paid?
Yeah, I issue the checks. It's fine.
Right. Yeah. The fest must go on, or nobody gets paid. I'll tell you that.
That's right.
Just pee on a stick tomorrow morning, and then you'll know.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll
I think
find
you put
out.
it in your pee
It
hole.
has to be the first pee of the day.
Right.
Bevo knows.
So at 2 p.m. when you get up,
Bevo takes one
pee on
every
that
day.
stick.
I always pee before I get up, so it's fun.
How long did this take you out for? Because heart surgery is a thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, the whole it's a thing. I 35. I mean, 35. It was 34 at the time. I mean, I had just recorded my 4th record, and so I had all this like momentum going. It's good energy going, but you know, this kind of like took me out, and it ended up being like a couple of weeks in the hospital. It was about 20, 25 different doctor's appointments, and so it took me out for about a year or so.
Wait, like between?
I mean, but the actual. I mean, I was out for like 3 months essentially. Okay. You know, just recuperating.
But they replaced your valve, and
so I got like a bovine aorta valve.
That's a cow valve.
Yeah, I'm part cow.
Yeah,
I'm part cow.
Wow,
dude, so
you know Latin.
You should be Hindu. That's what you should be. People worship you.
I'm thinking it's just hardcore for his music. He's like, no, I'm into it, man. A little country.
I'm just excited.
Are you
excited
vegan
to be back in action, man. It was a 4-hour surgery. I think they were like I was well taken care of at John Muir.
John Muir, dude. Yeah, there you go.
Cardiovascular
and you like could you not drink and stuff for a long time? Did they tell you have to be real careful? You not like have sex?
No.
Like
I mean,
everything's fine.
Yes and yes.
Okay.
And yet
you just didn't care.
You know.
Okay.
No.
Do you have a crazy scar? Did they really like open you up?
6 inches.
6 inches.
Pretty good.
Broken ribs, everything. Wow.
Looks like, dude, I was pounding during surgery. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, dude.
I'm not supposed to be doing this?
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, first of all, I don't really listen anyway. But second of all, 2 weeks I'd have been jerking off right in the hotel bed.
Oh, for sure.
And then the nurse
when are you around? When are you coming back?
Hospital, not a hotel.
Yeah, Justin would get his surgery done in a hotel.
But if I'm
not a hospital.
Yeah, in a hotel in Mexico.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah.
Excuse me, I need to get more ice.
Yeah, I lost a kidney, but I gained a valve. You know. But
shut off valve. You can turn off and on.
Think about it. When's the last time you went 2 weeks without jerking off, JP?
Probably
never.
When my surgery was. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, because you're so high on like Narcos and shit. Like I couldn't. You know?
I see. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
that's a good.
Well,
point.
and then like
my
thing was my neck. So like whenever you finish, you like
up.
tense, right? You go, whatever, right?
Right.
It's really hard to choke myself out when my neck is sore. So I couldn't actually efficiently jerk off. But
see,
Lucas is probably better than me.
My thing, what would have happened is Kate or somebody who cares about me would have come in.
Hugo.
Who knew what hotel room number you were in?
And the doctor would have been like, well, he survived the surgery. That all went great.
Yeah.
But 6 hours later, he couldn't help from jerk off.
Yeah.
And his heart exploded.
Yeah.
Literally nobody would be surprised.
He had the
bovine valve just shot right out.
He died of seminitis.
I have good news and bad news.
Yeah.
He survived the surgery.
I'll be there. I'll be wearing pearls. I'll clutch him. Seminitis?
Yeah.
Doctor, what is it?
Yeah.
Well,
it's
effectively the jerk-off syndrome.
It's jerk-off syndrome, yeah. The doctor would be like, the good news is I still have a perfect record. I'm a great surgeon. The bad news is your patient is an awful human being and could not keep his hand out of his pants for 6 hours.
Chronic masturbation is a thing.
Chronic masturbation.
He died doing what he loved.
That was an expensive surgery.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. He died doing what he loved, clutching his heart, trying to stop the flow of blood internally.
I mean, right? Like the incision's still there. My heart literally could have beat right out of my chest. I don't know what.
Sure, let's go with that.
This is insane.
Because it's true.
Because it's so
I want to get a different kind of bovine surgery and get 3 more stomachs.
That's a good idea.
That's what I would want to do.
Do you like, speaking of stomach, do you like, seriously, are you more health conscious now? Do you exercise more, or like worry about your eating? Or are you just like, it was a fluke, fuck it?
I mean, the sodium I gotta keep track of.
You do,
for sure.
Okay.
That's probably the one thing. Exercise isn't definitely important.
Yeah.
Nothing we haven't heard before.
Okay.
Right.
So it's not you don't feel like more so.
I feel better, man. I feel like I have I'm not worried about it no more.
Yeah.
Last year was.
So they actually encourage you to exercise.
I bet.
With your new valve now, they're not worried about. Hey, keep your BPMs under
I mean,
so
yes
many.
and yes.
Well, the heart has a battery. The heart has a battery in it. You know what I mean? Like the final, you can't really exercise. You shouldn't exercise.
I mean, that's why I stick to Duralast.
Right.
Mine.
Yeah.
When you say
Double
last
A's
year
or,
was...
3 double A's.
Okay.
Watch battery.
I took you for more of a C battery kind of guy.
Wow, thanks.
No one's things.
Yeah.
No one
My
has
wife
ever
thinks
said.
so too.
Yeah, well, the C stands for something else, Warren. Don't worry. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Now, when you say last year was rough, like, what do you mean? Because you were just bedridden a lot, or what?
Yeah, I was sidelined. You know, this about 20, 25 different appointments and like cumulative like 2 weeks in hospitals.
Yeah.
You know,
The food's good though. That's positive. No,
yeah.
I don't know.
Had you had symptoms for a while before that, or did they kind of come on suddenly?
Kind of came on. You know.
Okay, yeah.
But I feel like I'm ready to be. You know, I'm excited to be back in action. This year,
Okay.
you know, like I feel like I have a new lease on life and
Absolutely.
kind of, just like last year I also took the time as I was recuperating to like I had 3 months off, and basically I ordered a bunch of books on cider making and perry making.
Oh yeah,
and just kind of like filled up like 2 journals. You know?
I think that's fucking hilarious. I feel like most people would have ordered yoga books, but you're like, alcohol.
Yeah.
So is that what's in our glass?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, this is a Perry with Star Crimson and Bartlett pear.
Okay.
And
did you win an award for this or something?
I just won an award. I just received an email from the California State Fair.
Oh, nice!
I won a bronze.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Wow.
This is great.
And I have to send a shout out to the Doe's Homebrew Club too.
Oh,
They've been nothing but love. Like
they're good people.
Great people.
Good brewers.
Great brewers.
And that's good. That's really a real tart snap.
What do you think?
That's real good,
JP.
I like it.
This is really good.
I hate pears, man. I think pears are fucking gross.
If you can hate pears and like this, then that's good.
Yeah, I really hate pears.
I love pears and this.
Wow. Fuck. God damn it.
Yeah.
It's got to go one up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love pears, this, and your guitar.
Mm-hmm. Beardy goes up. No, this is really nice.
Nice, right?
It's not like a ton of pear.
No, it's not.
Because is it the sourness that kind of takes it away a little bit?
I think. I would guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
A little tart at the end. A lot of tart, actually,
Is
which I like.
Is that from one of the pear varietals, or is that like a citric acid edition? Or?
Malic acid.
Malic acid.
Okay.
Yeah, which I've heard some. I mean, I've been reading so many of these books, you know, and there's 1,000,001 ways to do this and that. But some people have said, you know, I don't believe in any additions. I don't believe in
fuck that.
The 100% like, you know, yeast inoculation with like there's various philosophies. I've been reading up about all of it, and it's like malic acid, sulfites versus no sulfites, like
right.
There's a lot to take into consideration.
There is,
and I respect it all, but at the same time, like I'm just getting going. It's like my first year. I've put my best foot forward.
There you go, baby. Well, you know what?
I'm saying?
You do what works for you, and then if it starts not working, then you change it.
Exactly.
Don't
That's
sweat
the beauty
it.
of it, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
good.
Simple. I should try that.
If it doesn't work for you, don't do it.
Yeah, it's really the dumbed down version of wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah, that's really good, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that. That's cool.
Yeah.
You want to play
some
songs
music?
for us?
Yeah, goddamn, dude.
Yeah.
What are you going to play?
I was going to play Salt Flat Speed Demons. It's a song I wrote. I took a trip with some good friends across various states to Wyoming, and we crossed some salt flats, and this is kind of what came of it.
All right. So Lucas, Ohio, performing live in the Brewing Network studio right here at the Hop Grenade. You can find him at the Spring Brews Festival. That's happening Saturday, March 30th. You can buy your tickets right now at thebrewingnetwork.com.
Might skip the...
You going to skip the harmonica?
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beardy can hold it for you if you want. It'll look weird. But
What do I need to hold?
Nothing.
Play
You're
it
fine.
for you.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, the harmonica?
All right. So this is called Salt Flats Speed Demons, and it's on my fourth record called the Owl House Sessions, and recorded a couple years ago. And we recorded this in my grandpa's barn in Gilroy, California, Santa Cruz Mountains. So it was a cool, like, kind of a do-it-yourself project, and yeah. So Salt Flats, Speed Demons.
Light it hard at work. Wear that dress, do up that hair. I'm an easy cry when it comes to a laugh. But shit up the rose apple for the sun hits your back. Salt Flats, Speed Demons. What do you hold close that'll keep you breathing? Salt Flats, Speed Demons. You're a fine Daisy Devil, keep it cool in the evening. Never much light coming home from a trip. These days are running too fast. Threw a buck down, drew a double jack split. There's a coal burning bright tonight. I'm on it. Salt Flats, Speed Demons. What do you hold close that'll keep you breathing? Salt Flats, Speed Demons. You're a fine Daisy Devil, keep it cool in the evening. Last night, it held outside my saloon. Wiggling my toes won't make the next show, but I'll be singing along, so turn your radios on. Salt Flats, Speed Demons. What do you hold close that'll keep you breathing? Salt Flats, Speed Demons. You're a fine Daisy Devil, keep it cool in the evening.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds great. I like that song.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
So you said that was off your fourth album, which means your current one's your fifth? Or
Yeah, I'm working on songs for the fifth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not done with the new album yet?
Not done.
Got it.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Slacker.
Okay.
I know, JP.
You better have a good excuse.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, I'm really pumped though on this. I mean, it's been like 21 years.
That you've been
4
playing?
records. Yeah.
Wow. How old were you when you started playing?
18.
Okay.
19.
Got it.
I'm 35 now.
Yeah. You're getting up there.
I know.
But you got a new heart. You'll be fine.
I'm valve.
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest could go.
He's ready to go.
But the valve will be fucking
I'm excited.
solid.
No, this is my first show with the band after the surgery. You know?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Damn, dude.
I'm playing another big show. I wanted to throw just to throw a shout out. June 20th at the Ivy Room in Albany.
Okay.
I'm going to be rocking and rolling. I know it's a little ways off, but it's kind of like considered kind of an important show for this year, considering kind of what I've been through. And,
Yeah.
but this
sounds like it'll be an emotional show too.
Yeah, I want to bring some like special guests in, like people.
Like your doctor.
Welcome,
Nurse Nancy. Nurse Nancy. I just want to say Nurse Nancy really got me through some hard times.
Those sponge baths were great.
It does seem
Where's
a little
that
emotional for you, though. Like you're like coming back now, you know?
I feel like, I mean, it's a big deal to be out like that. It's. I mean, they talk about like, oh, physically you'll be good in this amount of time, but it's also more than just that. It's like it's kind of a whole psychological.
Yeah, that's a huge emotional.
cluster.
Dude. Absolutely.
You know,
yeah, they don't talk about that or help you with that like at all because you're essentially near death. Like you avoided death.
Yeah,
right.
On,
I mean, you
were.
were.
I was on Yeah.
Yeah, not even just going through the surgery, which has its own complications potentially, but just it's very
this whole thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been like, oh, and I no fault, right? No blame, but like it's like, oh, like this must have been a real inspirational time for you. You know? Did you write some songs? Like, did you? And it's like, no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. I was recuperating. I was busy living.
You know what I did? I fucking breathed. Okay, I woke up every day and I breathed.
Survival, heard of it?
Write songs.
Some of you have never been through survival, and it
I
shows.
couldn't even pick up my guitar. I had like a 10-pound lifting restriction.
Wow.
How do you think I'm gonna?
Yeah.
I mean, I get the sentiment, you know.
Sure,
No, sure, and of course, people are going to ask that, but you're like,
I'm like, no.
No. I had somebody feed me pudding.
Well, I did have a kazoo, and I banged out some fucking bangers on that thing, but.
Right? Oh man, yeah, that makes sense. So not only did you have this, your help, but something was taken away from you that's clearly very important to you, which is grabbing your fucking guitar and playing whenever time you feel like it, or if you feel inspired. Like maybe you did feel inspired at moments, and you're like, I can't even do it now.
Yeah, I did, and I think that's why I turned to cider.
Yeah, right.
Perry, it was something I needed some sort of outlet.
Right.
So it's like if I can't do this, then I'm gonna, focus on some other things.
Good for you.
I just can't not
do something.
Life is there's too many cool things to do.
Yeah.
I feel like between
there's a lot of TV to watch. Man.
I would have turned to heroin. I'm glad you turned to cider.
Well, to keep the heart rate low.
Yeah.
This is not the first time you've referenced heroin, as being like something you're going to go to. Like, should I be worried?
Dude.
I've told you, like when I'm, when I'm either on my deathbed or like, retired or like, when
those things are going to be mutually exclusive.
Right. Yeah. Like when nothing's left, why wouldn't you do heroin?
Heroin's tight.
That's going to be my new shirt. Heroin's tight. Yeah.
So now that the Perry gig's working for you, are you just going to open up a cidery now?
A perriery?
A perriery?
Well,
Perry.
Honestly, eventually, yes.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow, 1 bronze medal, and this kid's already fucking shooting for the moon. Wow.
Gets a fucking cow heart and a bronze medal.
Check out the balls on this kid.
Yeah, it must have been from the bull, that cow heart.
That's right, yeah.
No, we hit...
One guy.
We have.
One guy in California thinks his cider is third best. He's going to open up a fucking cider.
No. Hey,
but you're into it.
Watch out, JP. You watch out, JP. I'm going to send you the first Nebuchadnezzar.
Hell yeah.
Okay? Yeah, no, it's we. My grandparents bought like 16 and a half acres down in Santa Cruz Mountains.
Cool.
Back in like '66, and it was an old Gravenstein farm, and.
Nice.
My grandpa took care of it primarily, pruned the orchard, all that. I went to school, studied fruit science of all things.
Wow.
And
really?
so, yeah.
Jesus.
At Cal I know. So I did that, and I just love fruit trees. I love fruit. It's just one of my passions. And so once my grandfather, Frank Patty, passed away, I kind of took care of the orchard.
Oh, cool.
And I've been taking care of it since, and harvesting the apples. And I don't really have an interest in going to the farmers markets, to be honest with you. It's like,
I see.
No, I mean, you can make a ton of cash, but it's.
I know you can. I know you can, and it's cool. Nothing against farmers markets.
No, farmers markets are weird.
But
dude,
I want to do something that I don't want to go set up a truck and sell the apples that I just harvest.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, what am I going to do with this fruit? Seriously, I have all this fruit. It's going to drop onto the ground.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go. I don't have time for a market. So, I could make some hard cider.
I love that.
I could make some cider. I could make some Perry, and that's kind of what I started doing, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And so,
But not commercially yet.
Not commercially, but my dad is building a cidery.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Right now.
Okay.
So you've just been bootlegging.
No, I mean, yeah, this
it's
is
called homebrewing.
Do you see a label on this?
Yeah.
Do you see a label on
No
this?
label. Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to suss things out. You know, figure it out.
So Dad's building it now, and you guys are thinking you're going to open a cidery
At some point, for sure.
I like
cool.
this.
Yeah, and it's not going to be, you know, like some huge commercial like overhaul, like just a ton of volume.
You never
say that
know.
now.
You
Yeah.
never know.
Okay,
I mean, you're going to
fair
start
enough.
without that, right? But
right, like right now, I'm working still out of Carboys, and
yeah,
you know,
but you're already
5
passionate
gallon.
about it. So if it kind of works, and then people are also passionate about your cider, you never know where that's going to go.
That's true.
So I think that's a good move on your part.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it just as much as I love music.
Okay.
I really do. Like the two fulfill a similar kind of like they fill the same cup.
Well, creative.
Just in different ways. Yeah. Like I love the science behind the cider, but also the forgiveness.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good call. Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's music too, I think, right?
Yeah.
Science behind music, but it has a lot of forgiveness. I mean,
yeah.
Look at Maroon 5.
We have been this whole night.
Lucas, real quick, just first impression. First impression.
Is he racist?
Is the shirt racist or not racist?
My God.
What's your now? Don't think too much about it. First gut impression: racist or not racist? Go.
I feel love.
Wait a second.
And there's no love in racism. We all know that.
Racist or not racist?
No,
we let the kid express himself the way. I feel like it's going to be Footloose now. This is his Footloose. You're not letting him express himself the way he wants to. He said he's feeling love.
I don't think that the Jackson 5 are expressing themselves the way they want to on your shirt.
No. Maybe not. Maybe not. But they might be. I know Michael is. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, he's fine. He's up there laughing. Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Huge slam on St. Peter.
Yeah.
So, why don't we do this? Let's wrap up the Twitter game.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll wrap it up, and then you can play a song to take us out. Does that sound all right with you?
Wonderful.
Okay, cool. So, what was our Twitter game today, JP?
It was since the Game of Thrones series finale is coming here soon. What would our last episode of the session be? What would the session finale look like?
Okay.
And we got some good entries today. I was a little nervous about it. For the first half of the show, we only got 2. And I hate that shit.
Okay.
So it ballooned to 3.
Up 50%.
I'm just kidding. John Durr says, Doc comes back as a White Walker. He just comes in all fucking zombied out. I thought it was kind of funny.
That is pretty good, actually.
Yeah. The Brewer of Seville says, Justin's feet fall off on the last show, right? JP falls in love with NEIPAs. Doc returns and spills a beer on the soundboard, sparking a fire that burns off Warren's beard. Bevo buys a double wide in Montana, apparently, while all this is happening.
With the insurance money. If he added insurance money, I'll give him the win right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is she going to get all the insurance money?
I mean, she's the only one left alive.
Right. Damn, right.
And also, obviously.
Bevo buys a double wide in Montana. Moscow returns the beer he stole for the past decade.
Oh, my God.
And Tasty naps through the whole thing.
Okay. That's an accurate,
it's not bad, right?
predictable ending. Yeah.
William Behoon says, Andy Wood reveals that it was all a dream.
That's not bad either.
Okay.
Like, wasn't that Dallas that was all a dream? That was like the famous...
like Hill Street Blues. Or was it one of those?
Hill Street Blues.
I don't know. It was some 80s show.
Fuck up,
Cheers.
Birdie.
Wasn't it Cheers?
Oh, my God.
That whole live studio audience was all a dream.
Yeah. They don't even drink beer in Cheers.
Matt Kudmus. Matt says, same as what will happen after the last show of Game of Thrones. We all move on, living much more productive lives.
Yeah. Accurate.
Yeah, maybe too accurate. I don't know. WM Daily.
I feel like we have added to people's productivity.
Absolutely.
Those who have gone pro.
And business, for sure. Yeah.
Anybody else, maybe not.
WM Daily says, Gordon and Sully give the BN a Viking funeral, burning down the hop grenade with JP locked inside.
Oh, wow. That's not really a Viking funeral as much as it is a terrorist act.
That's dark.
Yeah.
That's true. TN Brewing says, in true Game of Thrones fashion, the unexpected happens. JP, Justin, and Bevo all realize they need real jobs and go corporate, leaving only the bearded one to speak into the iron mic.
Wow. Just
I don't know why
delete that one now, because that will never, ever happen.
I know. Well, I don't know why he's talking about Mike Tyson. That's weird.
Rather die of jerking off with a bad heart valve than go corporate.
Maybe you can still get Lucas's valve. Maybe you could replace.
Get his old valve. Yeah. They're like, this one's better than yours anyway. Take this one.
Slightly used.
We can talk about it afterwards for sure.
If it's not encased in resin around a necklace, I don't want to talk. Andrew Boozer finally says Bev announces she won't. Bev announces she won the harassment lawsuit against Justin, makes the announcement that she now owns the BN and is selling to AB InBev for $5, a lifetime supply of natural ice, and a double-wide trailer in Montana for her and Sugar Valley Brewer to start their new life
That's
together.
a deal breaker.
Lost you at Sugar Valley?
Right. But
everything else was looking good, right?
Yeah, and I actually have Warren harassing me written on paper, so I mean, I have evidence.
No, you stole my love note to JP.
Yeah. Warren, write down what you want for dinner. I got a burrito for you.
Oh, my God.
With lots of F words.
There's one.
But that's the second tweet that mentions Bev buying a double wide in Montana.
Because that's literally me living my best life.
Right. Everybody knows.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Okay.
Those are it.
JP, why don't you pick the winner tonight?
God damn it.
I think it's...
to be honest with you, I think that Andy Wood revealing it was all a dream, I think it's
That's
pretty
your winner?
good. Yeah, I think it's pretty good, man. I don't know.
Okay, I'm down.
All right.
It was all just a...
Thank you very much.
Great dream. Not
all
a bad dream. It was a great dream.
That's right.
It was a great dream. Okay.
Why do I feel like this is actually ending?
Here's the new Lucas, Ohio song, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It's off his new album. It's called Lucas, Ohio Goes Disco.
Drop the patty like I dropped this beat.
Featuring JP.
Kidding.
That's right.
Kidding, of course. That's not.
Let me catch that beat.
All right, what else do I have to do? Hey, the American Homebrewers Association invites you to attend HomebrewCon. It's June 27th through the 29th in Providence, Rhode Island. HomebrewCon brings 3,000 homebrewers together for 3 days of brewing seminars, nighttime events, and camaraderie. However, HomebrewCon is also the leading showcase of brewing supplies and equipment. Visit homebrewcon.org to learn more. Also, our 14th anniversary party is happening as the finale party of HomebrewCon.
Love it.
On Saturday, June 29th, we are partnered with More Beer and Melvin to give away our Boyle Rumble winner. And we rented a pretty sweet venue. It's like a... awesome divey music venue.
That sounds sick.
Called Fett Music Hall. Unlimited drinking. We get to curate the beer list. We're going to do some live entertainment on the stage and give away some things. I'm thinking stand-up, JP.
Nice.
You know, get your stand-up set ready?
That's true. I'm working on one.
I am too.
Are you?
Yeah.
You guys should stop.
We can practice right now.
I just flew in from Concord. So stay tuned. Go to homebrewcon.org. Get your tickets and stay tuned for more information about our BNA 14 event. Next week on this very program, Guinness North America.
Yes.
Right?
I'm very excited for this show.
So it's what do we have? One of the brewers from the
head brewer at the American Guinness plant. Yeah, where they don't brew actual Guinness, but they do a ton of other stuff.
So we won't get to drink a Guinness draft.
Wait, you're being serious?
Yeah, because the Guinness that we get in the States is brewed at St. James Gate in Ireland.
So why is it called the Guinness Brewery here?
Because they opened a what do you mean? They opened a brewery.
But they don't brew Guinness.
No, but they do other things. They do like
week.
IPA and they do pale ale. They do a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
Well, because Guinness is the name of the brewery, not the style of beer.
Oh.
Justin drinks Sierra Nevada. That's what he orders.
That's right.
Can I have a Sierra Nevada?
Yeah.
Not that one, the other one.
Yeah. Sometimes it's darker. Sometimes it's more hoppier. But it's all Sierra Nevada. They're very inconsistent.
How did we end up with this guest? Not end up. How do we be so lucky to get?
Right. I reached out I reached out on their website. And
Guinness.
Yeah.
Turns out that's all it took?
It turns out you just have to send an email. then I was put in touch with their PR firm.
Was the website the Guinness Ireland website that you reached out
No, it
to?
was the American one.
It was.
Yeah.
Guinness.us or something
like that. Yeah, okay. I can't remember. It was it was even before it was built. It was like 5. No.
And then someone answered.
Yes. Through a keyboard interface.
I'm trying to figure out how this works.
And then electronically mailed me a response, and then we worked together to book said guest. I think his name is Kevin. I forget now. Ryan. It's either Ryan or Kevin.
McClanahan?
Yeah.
We have a week to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arthur Guinness. Arthur Guinness.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very exciting. So Guinness North America on the program next week. That'll be a good show. I won't be here, but
It's Ryan.
It's Ryan. You won't be here?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Fucking freaking me out, dude.
I mean, he'll be in Concord, but just not here.
I'll be out there.
Yeah. Me and Lucas are going to be sitting out there trading heart stories.
That'd be good.
Which is really just me going, wait, so was the symptom this too? Did it also do this? Am I...
welcome back to Ask My Symptoms that I'm internalizing to Lucas.
Yeah.
Who's now an expert in hearts.
Did you have this weird red bump on your dick? Was that a symptom?
What about when it turns white? Is that a symptom?
All right. You want to take us out of here, Lucas?
I will.
With a song?
Sure.
Do we have to do any of your bullshit, you think, or we can skip it?
I think we can skip it. I mean, real fast, you can just, thanks to Brett Thomas from Sunriver Brewing.
Yeah.
Go to sunriverbrewingcompany.com. And all the other shit you already know. Thanks to More Beer, of course. Go to morebeer.com and, support them because they're great.
All right. And where can folks go to find out more about Lucas, Ohio?
lucasohio.com. And again, one last blast, really important show. I'm really trying to promote this. The June 20th, Thursday, June 20th at the Ivy Room in Albany.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a really cool venue. Haven't been there yet. Planning to go.
All right.
Anyways, it's just going to be fun. Special guests. Come out to the Spring Brews Fest, obviously.
There we go.
And also come out to the Ivy Room. And it's going to be, I'm looking forward to a great year filled with music.
Yeah.
Unlike last year, frankly.
Right, yeah.
You're right.
You're due, man, that's for sure.
Yeah, so come on out, have some fun, drink some beers with us. And, yeah, looking forward to it.
Love it. Do you have a MySpace page?
I don't.
People can find... No, okay.
I don't. I've
How about a live journal?
Warren, you just
I don't even know what that one is. I don't even get that joke.
No, it's not really funny.
No one uses MySpace anymore, I thought.
No, they do.
Yeah.
Actually, they did like some... Yeah,
you know it's going to have a resergence.
But it already kind of has, because Facebook is kind of like shitty. People are flying to MySpace now.
You're kidding.
No, I swear to God. But they just released... They still make them. They just released a thing where MySpace was like moving servers, and they wiped like 15 years of music that people have uploaded to their MySpace. So that's why MySpace is popular. Like bands would upload their shit or whatever.
Right.
It's all gone now. From like 2005 to 2015 or something like that. That whole time capsule of people's like music that they made in their basement.
Yeah.
It's all gone, dude.
So is anyone sad?
I don't know.
What did it sound like? This was my MySpace page.
Well, and I remember you could play music when you went to someone's MySpace, right? Like bad web design in the 90s.
But you could easily play tunes. That's true.
Yeah, this would be great. Welcome to the Brewing Network.
Yeah. Welcome to the Brewing. We are your beer professionals.
Yeah. Please help us increase our bounce rate by listening to this song.
Water, pop, malt,
microphones.
This really is my favorite new song. I think it's going to be our intro song.
It's got to be.
I'm going to have to reach out to...
Who is this? Mixmaster Big Daddy 6'9".
Mr. Bernsteinstein, I think.
God damn it.
I'm going to have to reach out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to show up your music.
I was thinking you could just take it home.
I mean, you write good music too, but this is theme music.
Yeah. I mean, Lucas is good, but
I think we should start. You know what? I think we just solidified the fact that we have to start the Spring Breeze Fest with this. Prior to even our first song.
My God. Don't tell me, because I would do it just to see everyone turn around and look at us like we're assholes.
Yeah.
But
I want that.
Like a fog machine and laser lights in the daytime.
Yeah.
And I'm just, ladies and gentlemen, before you take your seats. There's no seats. It's a beer festival. I would like you, please. A moment of silence. Yeah, wait, hang on. A moment of silence, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see through the fog, for Mr. Bovine Heart Valve himself, Lucas, Ohio! And then it peaks. Wow.
I think it's called a vaporwave. I think this is...
It's really amazing.
It's really good. I'm thinking David Hasselhoff, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what these instruments are.
Synthesizer, idiot.
It's an instrument.
Yeah, right. It's called a Macintosh.
You're not wrong.
You're pretending like Sam doesn't have one at home.
Oh,
it's a kid from the Netherlands in a Macintosh.
He probably does.
But he knows how to break it down. Listen. Okay, all right.
Music theory. Justin and Lucas.
Tell us what you're going to play for us to take us out of here. Of course, folks, you can go to lucasohio.com. Do I have that right?
Yes, you do.
lucasohio.com. You can find out about that show in June. Come see Lucas at the Spring Brews Festival. You can get your tickets at thebrewingnetwork.com. He's going to play for a couple hours, actually, so it's a good long set.
Got a fun band. Back me up.
I'm excited.
Really pumped.
I'm really excited. Thanks for doing the fest with us.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for having me back again.
All right, brother. What are you going to take us out with?
Remember the good times, because that's what we all got to do, right?
Love it.
Yeah. So this is from the fourth record. I'm just going to take these off.
No headphones. No headphones for Lucas.
No headphones.
He doesn't need that shit.
This old globe just rusted inside. Catch me if you can before sundown. I'll be in Mexico with margaritas on the sand. Now I'll stand sound and pitch for